Great soundtrack. We will play it on stream at some point. It's one of the best games ever made. Hello, Pels! I am JoeDan54. And today we start the incredible journey that is the Backlog. I've been holding off, kind of in general, on just playing a lot of games, just because I had the idea of just, going and streaming them. And basically just the whole idea of I wanted to get a lot of these experiences on recording, and play a huge variety of games and go through the course of a crazy journey all throughout the experience. The Backlog it's to give you an idea of the massive undertaking already that the Backlog is, because of course it's only going to get bigger from here as I think of more games to play. The Backlog's already over 550 games long. I'd be impressed if I ever get to the end of it. But some of the games on the Backlog are games I've already played and just want to replay, in particular for the stream. And today we're going to be playing a game I've already played, but have not 100% completed yet. However, my save file is in fact at 96%. There's not too much left. So I know a lot about this game. This game, of course, is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And I gotta say, it's one of the best games I've played in a while. It's really, really, really good. It's incredibly polished, and it really shows an impressive level of expertise from the HAL dev team, that this was their first ever 3D Kirby game, and they knocked it out of the park this hard. My level of Kirby experience compared to lots of Kirby fans is probably pretty limited. I've played... I may or may not be able to count the amount of Kirby games that I've played on a single hand, if not two. Forgotten Land, obviously. I've played Return to Dreamland, Triple Deluxe, Superstar, and Canvas Curse. Canvas Curse is my jam. That's a good game. It's underrated. But I don't think I've played any other Kirby games. Yeah. So those are the five. I can count them on one hand. And I have to say, of the five, as much as I love Return to Dreamland, I think Forgotten Land is actually the best of the bunch that I've played. So it's it really is that good. As for Return to Dreamland Deluxe, because I know that game came out recently, if I'm not mistaken, it is it is $60 for a remaster, and I wasn't too keen on that. That, and also at the very least in the previews, I think the actual game looks a little better. The previews that they showed at Nintendo Directs, it looked like an early 3DS game. So I wasn't particularly confident in its quality, but apparently it's really good. So I'm glad to have underestimated a game's quality as opposed to overestimating it. Okay, that's not a complaint. That just means I was wrong, and I'm very much okay with that. So, yeah, I love Kirby and the Forgotten Land to death, and we are going to be finishing up 100% completion today. But before we do that, I want to do a celebration of this game and how much I love it, just because there's so much of this game that I've already played, and obviously I'm not going to go and replay a game that I just played a year ago, unless it was something truly remarkable like Superstar Saga, my favorite game, which I probably will be playing on stream at least once a year, and I do have plans for that, considering Superstar Saga's 20-year anniversary is coming up in November, so get excited for that. But I will be celebrating the great experiences I had with Kirby and the Forgotten Land by ranking the content within it through some tier lists. So we're going to be ranking all kinds of stuff in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. well, most of them will be through tier lists. There will also be a quick top 10 that I do for the music. But to start things off, we're going to be ranking the copy abilities. So, well, first of all, I should probably actually set this up in OBS, because I don't think I have a browser capture window quite yet, so let me fix that. I probably should have gotten that set up while I was playing the Hidden Truth, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing. There we go. And I did say, I basically said in my my college classes tier list video that I consider Tier Maker to be the devil, and I do still stand by that, but at the same time, there are just situations where it's just easier, so, you know, that's what we're going to be using today. I know I'm sort of going against things that I've said in the past, but, you know, for the purposes of just easier access of ranking things when you have a tier list that isn't particularly large, Tier Maker is easier, especially when you can actually see what's going on the bottom bar here. Okay, so first of all, before we rank these abilities, I want to add a couple other tiers, because yes, sadly there are copy abilities that are going to end up in E and F tier. I will be ranking these specifically based on not only their utility just in level traversal, but also a heavy emphasis on how useful they are in combat. Because I think that's probably the most important part about copy abilities, especially in this game when level traversal is done with more of an emphasis with the game's new gimmick, Mouthful Mode, as opposed to the copy abilities themselves. As for the copy abilities, you can upgrade them in this game. You can evolve them to make them more powerful, and I'll specifically, just for the sake of avoiding redundant stuff, I will be specifically ranking the final versions of each of these copy abilities. There are 2 that have a final stage that's stage 2. There are 2 that have a final stage that's stage 4, and the rest, their final stage is stage 3. You upgrade them through playing bonus content and having the currency to do so. And it makes the copy abilities more powerful and gives them special abilities, and a lot of them are very unique. And even some of the ones that I'll be ranking pretty lowly, pretty lowly, even the ones that I'll be ranking rather low, I still think are very uniquely designed. This list, for the most part, is relative. Even stuff as low as E tier is going to be stuff that I think is, at worst, okay. So yeah, it's basically just a way of separating tiers. E tier, in this case, doesn't actually mean bad. F tier, though, F tier I'm reserving for stuff that I do not like. So, unfortunately, there is one copy ability that I very much don't like in this game. And I know it's going to anger people when I rank that ability, but I'll be doing what must be done. I have to speak the truth. It's my job. So before we do that, I'm going to check the audio, and then we're going to jump into the rankings. Sounds good. Let's go into it. All right. So the first of it, we're just going to go left to right, even though they're not really in the in the order of the appearance that you'd see them in game. Really, the first ability that you'd see is Sword, but it's whatever. Okay, so let's see. Ice. More specifically, Blizzard Ice. Stage 2 is Frosty Ice, and I think Blizzard Ice is fine. It's decent in combat, and they made ice damage very, very, very powerful in this game if you can freeze the enemy, which you can even do to some bosses, and it takes off a huge amount of their health. But it also requires them to not be moving very quickly, so it's very easy to think that a boss is going to allow you to freeze it, and then it just, you know, jumps to the other side of the arena, and then you just wasted a bunch of time. But yeah, it's a cool ability. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of ice skating in general in video games. I didn't like it in Mario Galaxy. And honestly, skating in general, I'm not a huge fan of. I didn't like it in X and Y either. So that kind of drags it down a little bit. But it's still a fun ability to use, especially with the projectiles you get with Blizzard Ice. So I'm going to put it in C tier. I still like it. So now we have Cutter. Cutter, more specifically Buzzsaw Cutter, as the final stage of this ability. Buzzsaw Cutter is such a huge upgrade from regular Cutter. From what I hear, a lot of people are not the hugest fan of Cutter in most Kirby games. Just because it's usually outclassed by other abilities that are projectiles or blades or what have you. But the upgrades and evolutions that are given to Cutter in this game, they make it so much better. And I have to agree. Buzzsaw Cutter in particular is insanely fun to use, especially if you're in close quarters near a lot of walls with an enemy, and you just get all the buzzsaws to bounce around like crazy and cause chaos. It's so much fun, and there's a lot of creative applications you can have to it. So I think it's well worthy of going in A tier. And I should also point out that in these tier lists, they are going to also be ordered within the tiers. So from left to right within a tier, the closer something is to the left, the higher it is within that tier. So keep that in mind. Needle! I honestly think... So Crystal Needle is the final stage of this ability. I think it's actually... Personally, I think it's the least fun of the 3 Needle stages. I still think Needle in this game in general is very fun. It's like a Katamari Damacy style Kirby Needle ability where you just roll around like crazy. It's a lot of fun, but it's more fun with Needle and Clutter Needle, which is a Kirby 64 reference. That's the stage 2 of Needle. Crystal Needle just makes it a little more awkward. Needle has this cool strategy that you can use, which is particularly useful in the bonus stages, which are called Treasure Road stages, where essentially as you're moving, you can spam the copy ability button, and you'll move really, really, really fast with the Needle ability, and you'll be going like, and you can zip across the stage, and it's a lot of fun. You can do that with stage 1 and 2, but you can't do that with stage 3, which kind of knocks it down a little bit, but it is still a fun ability to use, and being able to throw the enemies off of Kirby when you get yourself out of the Needle Ball, and using that as a projectile weapon as well, I think is just really cool. So that is going to go in B tier. Sleep. I'm just going to go right ahead and put Sleep in E tier. It's definitely saved by the fact that Deep Sleep can be very, very useful, but it's also RNG heavy. Basically, the way that Deep Sleep works, because Sleep is kind of like a joke ability in Kirby. Hell, and there are some gimmicks, not only in previous Kirby games, but also in this one, where they actually use the Sleep copy ability pickup as an obstacle that you have to avoid, because as soon as you get the ability, Kirby falls asleep and you can't control him. But they made Deep Sleep such that Kirby pulls out an entire bed, heals all of his HP, and then gets a random buff applied to him. And that can be doubling his HP, that can be boosting his attack, or boosting his speed. I believe those are the 3 that you can get. He might also be able to boost defense, I'm not sure. If you could reliably choose a specific buff to get from Deep Sleep, I would probably put this as high as like B or A, but as it stands, joke ability is still joke ability. I'm putting it in E tier. especially, you know, this list is relative, so, you know. All right, up next we have Fire. This is my favorite ability in the game. This ability is, honestly, it's cracked. It's insane. So the final stage is Dragon Fire. It looks really cool. The fire sounds and looks like Kirby has become a living blowtorch. And the damage output from it leads you to believe it's a blowtorch as well, because this thing packs a fucking punch. And not only does just the damage in general output from this impress me to quite the degree, but it also leaves residual damage. If you've burned an enemy, they'll continue to take damage even if you're not attacking it, which can be incredibly useful given a lot of the attack patterns that bosses have in this game, where it's the gameplay loop during a boss fight is essentially you run up to the boss fight, you get a bunch of hits in, and then it does a big attack, so you have to run away and dodge it. Or do a dodge roll, which is very fun in this game, but it means that you have to take a break from attacking him for a brief moment. But with Dragonfire, you can continue to deal damage while you're dodging attacks, and it's so cool. On top of that, you get this aerial dash attack that, especially with Dragonfire, can send you really, really far, and has increased. It has a huge hitbox when it's Dragonfire, because the wings will also hurt enemies. And it's just amazing. It's so fun to use. It's easily my favorite ability in the game. Okay, moving on, we have Tornado. A lot of people were excited to see Tornado return in this game, because it had been a while. And they definitely upped it in this game by giving it some interesting, or at least one interesting evolution stage. Fleur Tornado, which is stage 2, is just Tornado but big and slightly more pretty, I suppose. And then stage 3, which is Storm Tornado, as you see here, is the tornado itself is a gigantic dark thundercloud, and it does a lot more damage. It's pretty cool, and using it to navigate big gaps, which certain parts of levels are often designed around, as well as just using it for some speed and some utility, I think it's pretty cool. It's kind of unwieldy when it comes to using it against boss fights, because you'll charge a boss fight and then Tornado Kirby will just bounce off of it, and you won't end up doing a lot of damage unless you immediately cancel the tornado attack, which will then also leave you vulnerable. So it's not the best when it comes to boss fights, but it's still very fun to use. I'm gonna put it above Ice in C tier. Let's see. Up next we have Hammer, and Hammer. In this particular case, the final stage is stage 4, which is Masked Hammer, based off of Masked DDD, who you do fight in this game. You dual wield hammers. The damage output is huge, and whenever you smash the ground, there's also like little fire tornadoes that come out of the hammers to deal even more damage. They don't deal residual damage, but they do allow you to basically control the arena when it comes to throwing out hitboxes that can deal damage to enemies. And the charge attack, as you can probably imagine, deals an absolutely absurd amount of damage. But when it comes to actually charging it up, that takes a long time, and the ability itself is also kind of unwieldy. But every stage of Hammer is still very fun to use, especially when you use it in the air. So I am going to put it at the top of A tier. Up next, we have Sword. That's stage 4 of Sword that you see right there. It's Morpho Knight Sword. Stage 3 is Meta Knight Sword. And then stage 2 is Gigant Sword. This ability is just fantastic. Morpho Knight Sword in general is ludicrously broken, and it's probably what I'm going to be using when we switch over to gameplay. Because not only is the damage output from it crazy, and it's an extremely complex and technical ability, where you do a charge attack and it makes the ability, it makes the sword stronger. But whenever you deal damage to an enemy, you steal some of their HP back, which in the case of Morpho Knight Sword is particularly important, because the way that both Meta Knight and Morpho Knight Sword work is, if you're at full health, the sword shoots out a blade projectile, and that increases the utility of the ability drastically. But it only works if you're at full health. It kind of reminds me of of Zelda 1 and 2 on the NES, where Link's sword can be a projectile, but only if he's at full health. And yeah, it's an incredibly complex ability. It's very fun to use, but the skill floor and ceiling for it are both very high. However, it is going to go in S tier. Dragonfire is still my favorite, but Morphonite Sword is probably overall more powerful. It's just not quite as fun to use as Dragonfire, in my opinion. Let's see. Up next, Bomb. Get this man a bomb. This ability's fun. I'm putting it in A tier. The final stage of it is called Homing Bomb, where if you miss your bomb attack, wheels will spout out from the bomb, and it'll roll over and home in. It basically becoming like a bomb car that you see in Moonview Highway and Mario Kart Wii, and it goes over and deals a lot of damage to enemies, and that ability upgrade also stacks with the addition of the ability upgrade from stage 2, which is Chain Bomb, where if you throw a bunch of bombs closely together, they'll link up and make a bomb circuit. And if any enemy touches the circuit or the bombs, they all blow up and do massive damage. It's a very fun ability to use. I just wish Homing Bomb was a little quicker, because relying on the homing part of the bombs are so slow. So it ends up not being quite as useful as it could be. Speaking of not quite as useful as it could be, let's talk about my least favorite copy ability in the game. Ranger. Fuck Ranger. All my homies hate Ranger. And I know a lot of people are going to be pissed about that because they love Ranger. I'm here to speak the truth. This ability sucks. The concept of it is hilarious and awesome. It's Kirby with a gun. The final stage of it is Space Ranger. And it gives Kirby a laser gun, and the charge blast of it, it lingers for a while and can do even more damage. The damage output of it is pretty impressive, and it has a good dodge roll counterattack. But aside from that, it's so annoying to control. And it all comes down to one thing in this game, which is you can't aim your gun while moving. If you want to aim your gun, you have to stop in your tracks and then move your crosshair while staying in place. There is a specific achievement in a boss fight I'll be talking about in the next tier list, actually, where you have to shoot the boss up top while she's moving around. And also, there's an achievement in that same stage where you try to not get hit. It's so annoying. I hate it. This ability would have been saved if you could just move while aiming your crosshair, but you can't. And also, the crosshair has this auto-locking feature where it automatically locks onto enemies, and you think that would be useful, except for the fact that it's not, because it always seems to lock onto something you don't want to lock it on whenever there's more than one target. Or if there's more than one target, you want to hit all three of them, so you aim for the one in the center, but it just locks onto the one on the left or the right. It's so annoying to control, I can't give it anything higher than F tier. Fuck that ability. And if Ranger is to return in a future Kirby game, there's a very easy solution to the Ranger ability in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. You see this controller? Let's count the analog sticks together. 1, 2. It's that fucking simple. Just use the other stick. Use the right stick to aim with Ranger. Then you can use the left stick to continue moving while aiming. Problem solved. It's not like the right stick is being used for anything particularly useful in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's used to, like, tilt the camera very slight angular displacements. Which is a feature that can easily be removed and replaced with better controls for copy abilities. So, yeah, it annoys me to no end. This ability can very easily be fixed in a future 3D Kirby game, which I hope we get, because the only thing that I was thinking of when I beat this game was I want more, because I love this game, and there's definitely some room for improvement. So, yeah, I hope they fix Ranger in a future Kirby game. Moving on, we have Crash. Crash is pretty fucking wild in this game. So its stage 2 is called Time Crash. It takes the crazy damage output that Crash has and makes it so that it also stops time and allows you to charge into enemies and deal unfucking believable amounts of damage. It's insane, the kind of stuff that Kirby is able to pull off with Time Crash. And like you can like 2-hit kill bosses with Time Crash. Not that it really matters that you can 2-hit kill them, because with time stopped, you can deal as many hits as you need to in order to take out a boss with Time Crash. As long as they're, you know, actually in the arena. But yeah, it's a super fun ability, and there's a really, really cool Treasure Road stage that taps into the idea of stopping time with Time Crash. This ability just kind of blew my mind. It's awesome, and it's going to go in B tier. Obviously, much like regular Crash, it has the limitation of once you use it, you lose the ability, just because otherwise it would be way too goddamn broken. So yeah, it balances out. It's still very fun. Okay, Drill. Drill is the other new copy ability, and I feel like just specifically in this game, there's a lot of untapped potential when it comes to Drill. Obviously, Drill is an ability that makes the most sense when it comes to a 3D Kirby game, because it takes advantage of the 3 different dimensions that you can work with when it comes to drilling in the ground. And the Quake Surge attack that you can do, I underestimated it. I thought it was just not worth going for, but if you bring this ability into boss fights and do that Quake Surge attack where you drill a circle and then it blasts upward, that can do crazy damage. It's just that it takes a long time to do, and it's very difficult to do when the boss is moving. Although, if you can predict where the boss is going to land and Quake Surge, and start the circle for a Quake Surge ahead of time, that can help mitigate it. The main problem that I have with Drill in this game is that the evolutions to the Drill upgrade don't really add much. They make it a little more powerful, and they change the design, and the design is pretty cool. But aside from Twin Drill, which is the final stage, aside from Twin Drill adding the fact that you can deal damage while underground, which is useful, but it's really the only thing that the abilities add in terms of evolution. So it's going to go in D tier. And that is my copy abilities tier list. So now, let's move on to the next tier list, which is Mouthful Modes. Mouthful Modes are the brand new gimmick in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and the levels are entirely built around them, and there are a number of Mouthful Modes that are required to use in order to beat the game, including a very obvious one that you use in the ending sequence. Once again, we're going to be ranking these from left to right, and from this point onward, in case it wasn't obvious already, massive spoilers for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. If you have not already played this game, please do. It is fantastic, and honestly, it may very well be my 2022 Game of the Year. So that said, let's rank these. So it's funny because we're gonna start off with, I believe this one's called Dome Mouth. There are a handful of copy abilities in this game where it's basically just a one-time Kirby sucks his mouth onto something, yeets it off of the wall, and then that's the end. Kirby pops out, and then level time. And it's not interesting. It's just kind of funny. But it also requires you to do like stick rotations or up down with the stick, and it's just a little bit annoying. But at the same time, it's just like it's not the worst thing in the world. And we have all the tiers that we need right here. This one's going in D tier. And much like this one's pretty much the same thing. It's Kirby turns into a storage container. It's really funny. I'm actually gonna put that above it because just because it's funny. You have to like go up and down with the stick and like do this with the stick. And it's it's goofy, but it's also kind of annoying. And again, it's just Kirby does thing and then pops out, and it's not very interesting. but those are That's definitely in the minority when it comes to the copy abilities. Pretty much all the other ones are really cool. And let's start with one of my favorites, which is Water Balloon Mouth. Kirby turns into a water balloon, he inflates with water, and then he blasts his enemies. And it is just as funny and cool as you'd think it would be. And yeah, there's a lot of weird enemy interactions that you can have with the Water Balloon Mouth, because a number of them will get sent backward, and there's like specific enemies that are designed to be interacted with when it comes to the Water Balloon Mouth. Especially there's like this poison frog enemy where you can knock the poison off of him while taking him out. And there's also like some Super Mario Sunshine style stuff where you have to use the Water Balloon Mouth ability to get rid of like ink and stuff like that. Yes, the icky paint-like goop. You have to get rid of it in the levels using the Water Balloon Mouth. It's a lot of fun, and the ability just looks so funny. It's worth putting at the top of A tier. Light Bulb Mouth. This ability just it looks really fucking funny. It's not used very often in the game, and if you know your way around most of the levels that use it, you can honestly just skip Light Bulb Mouth entirely and just navigate through the areas, because most of the time they're illuminated just enough so that you can sight read the stage without needing the light source. But it's still a very funny ability. I just don't understand why the light is a toggle, where you press a button to activate the light, because there's not really anything that changes when you turn on the light in terms of your movement. I think you run a little slower, but that's it. I think it would be interesting if they like made it so that you couldn't jump while having the light bulb on. I think that would be a much better way to balance out the light bulb. Otherwise, you can just basically just spam the light button, and it just turns into, okay, I have a light source now, and that's all there is to it. If it was made in a similar fashion to, say, the Moai that you can capture in Mario Odyssey, then I think it would be, I think it would make a little more sense. So yeah, it's gonna go in C tier. Ring Mouth. Ring Mouth is another really funny looking one, and the utility of this ability is what carries it. You blast a big gust of air, and it does a lot of damage. And you can blast dust away, and you can blast away piles of dirt, and you can blast windmills, and that'll trigger them and turn them on. There's a lot of different interactions you can do with the ring on land alone, but then you can also use it to steer boats in water, and also in lava. And it's a little awkward to control the boat with the ring mouth, but you can definitely get the hang of it. And so yeah, it's going in B tier. It's a fun ability to use. Arch Mouth. I love this ability. It's another one that's used very, very sparingly. There's not a Treasure Road stage for it. It's only in a couple levels. But it absolutely steals the show whenever it shows up in a level. It's so incredible. It turns it into a flying stage. Kirby turns... It's so funny to think about, because it's literally just... It's a gateway arch that you'd have as, like, decoration in, like, a garden or something. Kirby inhales it, and he turns into a plane. I don't know the aerodynamic engineering behind such a feat, but what I do know is, man, that there's some unrivaled creativity in HAL Labs to link these these two things together and make some of the best gameplay in the game out of it. You also have the option to invert your flying controls if you prefer flight simulator controls where you do down to go up to go down. I don't do that, but for those that do prefer that, it's an option there. and I would say that that is definitely a plus. It's S tier. I love it. Let's see. We have Roller Coaster Mouth. This one's also another one that's used very sparingly, and it's kind of similar to Archmouth in that it sort of turns into an auto-scrolling part of the stage where you have to dodge hazards and hit things and find a couple secrets here and there. And I was kind of hoping when I saw this in the trailers that the roller coaster mouth segments would be a little more cinematic and last a little longer. But a lot of the roller coaster segments are done like right when they start getting really good. There's a couple that are really, really cool, but for the most part, it's like on the verge of being amazing, but it's not quite there yet. I feel like this ability really could have benefited from having a Treasure Road stage. Because, well, I feel like there's a lot that can be tapped into a stage entirely based around Roller Coaster Mouth, and there just wasn't one. So it's going to go in B tier, but it's still very fun to use. There we go. I hate Tier Maker. Big Rig Mouth. This is used one time throughout the adventure. It is used in the ending sequence of the game. Kirby is watching his planet about to collide with the new world. And Elphalin's like, we have to stop him, but how? And then a truck falls down. And then immediately you know exactly what the fuck is going down. Kirby inhales the truck, goes on a fucking rampage, goes through a bunch of quick time events. It's insane. I love it. It's a crazy final sequence. You bet it's going in S tier. Okay, what's up next? Is that? Yeah, that's Pipe Mouth. Okay. Pipe Mouth is another one that's not particularly interesting. And I feel like there's more that they could have done when it came to the physics of Pipe Mouth and like rolling up and down curves and that kind of stuff. But that's not really how they built levels around, or parts of levels around Pipe Mouth, including the Treasure Road stages. Instead, they just made it so that it's we pipe go fast and really tight, annoying jumps that you have to time with Pipe Mouth, as opposed to making it like an interesting like physics rolling type of thing. Especially if there was like a part of the level where like you build up a ton of speed with Pipe Mouth and then go directly up into the air and then hit something. But no, there's a lot of things that they could have done with Pipe Mouth and they just didn't do them. It's still a funny looking ability, but that's about all there is to it. It's going to go in C tier. And now we have my favorite Mouthful Mode in the game. Vending Mouth, baby. Oh, oh man. Every time that you get Vending Mouth in a level, it's like you're getting spoiled. The ability is so ridiculously broken. Kirby's final form in this game might as well be Vending Mouth. Perhaps we never saw the maximum potential of Big Rig Mouth, but Vending Mouth, I wouldn't be surprised if it just completely destroyed it, because this ability is insane. There's blocks that you can only break and walls that you can only break using Vending Mouth. The way it works is you go around and you shoot soda cans at enemies and walls, and you break things that no other ability can break. Not only that, but you typically have an insane amount of ammunition when it comes to the soda cans you can shoot out. It's limited, but you usually have like 99 cans or 999 cans. And if you miss your shots, the soda cans, you can pick them back up and they'll add back up your ammunition count. But on top of that, you'll also recover health when you pick up those soda cans again. So you can literally just use Vending Mouth to recover your health, in addition to being insanely powerful and insanely useful. So this ability is just crazy good. My face lights up every time I see it in a stage. Up next, Cone Mouth. Cone Mouth, this one's fun to use. I definitely feel like there's more that they could have done with the Cone Mouth when it comes to stages. I feel like whenever they give you Cone Mouth in a regular stage, you use it for like 20 seconds and then it's okay, on to the next thing. And I feel like if the stage was built around using more of Cone Mouth for longer, it would have been more interesting. Which is why the Treasure Road stages that use Cone Mouth tend to be pretty damn good. So yeah, I feel like they could have done a little more with it, but it's still a very fun ability. It's very satisfying to stab things with the cone, as cursed as the design is. Speaking of cursed designs, Carmouth Kirby. I for one am not the biggest fan of the way that Kirby looks, but I have to say, from a gameplay perspective, Car is fun as fuck. There is actually a stage entirely built around using Kirby. And it's a racing stage. It's a lot of fun, and there's a number of other sections and other levels that are pretty long that are built around using the car ability, and they're all a lot of fun. And the Treasure Road stages that Carmouth Kirby is used in as well is that they tend to be absolutely exhilarating. It doesn't have quite the show-stealing factor as something like Archmouth does, but it's still a lot of fun, especially just because it means you can go really fast. And usually the stages are built around basically, taking the training wheels off and letting you go as fast as you want. So it's a lot of fun. Next we have Scissor Lift Mouth. This is just another goofy one. Where a lot of times you're restricted to moving along a one-dimensional track when you're on Scissor Lift Mouth, which definitely limits how fun it is to use, but just the way that Kirby looks when he's in Scissor Lift Mouth is just absolutely fucking hilarious. And, stretching yourself up to hit enemies and do other things, and also the way that you use it to, like, reach high ledges is kind of fun. There's one stage where there's a bonus room that you use with Scissor Lift Mouth, and there's breakable blocks underneath you. And it's a really creative bonus room. It's one of my favorite bonus rooms in the game. And it's fitting because, let's just say that bonus room is in a stage that I already like quite a lot. We'll get to that. But as it stands now, I am going to put this one at the top of C tier. And then finally, we have Stairs Mouth. Now, Stairs Mouth is another one that's just silly to look at. It's the kind of thing where you see, like, this big-ass just flight of stairs in a stage, and you think, oh, that's interesting looking, and then you start seeing it glow, which indicates that you can Mouthful Mode it, and you're like, what? No, because I don't think it was shown in any of the previews. They saved this one. And then you inhale it, Kirby's face looks hilarious, he's got like this really long horizontal line for a mouth, and then you just start slamming into the ground with your head, as Stairs Mouth Kirby, and then basically moving around platforms. And they added in a really creative limitation to Stairs Mouth Kirby, where when you let go of the stairs, you spit the stairs forward. So you have to be careful as to where the stairs actually end up. And there's a Treasure Road stage that's built around this, and it's incredibly creative. I just wish that the Stairs Mouth showed up more frequently. Because if it did, I would probably put it higher. But as it stands right now, just because of how rare it is, which, at least to me, doesn't make sense for an ability like this, it's going to go in B tier. So there you have it. That is my Mouthful Mode tier list for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So now, before we go into the final tier list that I have, which is by far the largest one, and is definitely going to take the most amount of time, I first just want to count down my 10 favorite songs from Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So let's see here. Let me get that open. And just because it's just a regular old top 10, I might as well switch to full face cam. It's not like I'm showing anything particularly interesting, you know? So yeah, just a moment. Alright, so, my top 10 favorite Kirby and the Forgotten Land tracks. Coming in at number 10, and hopefully my audio is going to pick up these as I play them, we have Admiring the Figure Collection. Bum, bum, bum. I probably shouldn't sing it. My microphone is going to be way off sync because I have it set up for Elgato. But this track, it just plays when you look at your collectible figures that you can get in the game from the gacha machine and stuff like that, which we will be doing a little bit of in this game. Actually, no. Wait. Better idea. Hold up. Better idea. Considering what I have it synced with, Kirby and the Forgotten Land has a sound test mode. Let's use that instead. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Let's use that. I think we might be a little bit off sync. That's unfortunate. Don't mind me. I'm just singing so I can hear my voice and sync it with the music. Yeah, we're a little off sync. I need to add a little bit more delay to the microphone. Unfortunate. Da 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 da. Almost. Just a little more. Da 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 da. This is very important that I go. For reasons you will see later on. Dun dun da 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 da. Da 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 da. Bum bum. Ba da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. All right, that's good. Yes, let's do the sound test mode. All right. I do need to find the soundtrack number. I think it's number 41. Yes. Play me admiring the figure collection. Bum 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 ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum 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 ba da dum bum. So, I'd also like to point out, by the way, the level of attention to detail they added to the sound test. They programmed a BPM for the Waddle Dee band for every single song. so that it matches. But anyway, admiring the figure collection, this track is really, really good. For a track that literally just plays when you look at your figures. The chord progressions sound so beautiful. They went really hard on this one. So yeah, I love it for that. Up next, one of the last tracks in the soundtrack. It's fun. Oh god, you can loop. Let's see, I think it's, yeah, here we go. This is From Those Who Departed for Space. This, I believe, is going to play later in the stream once I 100% the game. This is, it is a rendition, well, what's playing right now is a rendition of the Alival Mall theme. But there's other parts of the main themes that play in this theme. And it's just a really relaxing, beautiful, well-done piece, and it's very sad. I'm sure it'll be very satisfying to hear once I complete everything. It'll be very bittersweet to hear it. But yes, it's very, very good. All right, coming in at number 8. Let's see. There it is. The intro to that track is incredible, and the way that it works with the level too, I'll talk about that later on. It works so well, dude. It's so good. And then the rest of the track is also really good. It sounds so chaotic, which fits the level perfectly. There's this part where the drums go away and then it becomes orchestral, and there's this low violin that's playing the Welcome to the New World motif. It's such a good track. And I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but the soundtrack is incredible, so it's not surprising that I am. It's also worth noting, this soundtrack has 4 composers on it, 2 of which are either relatively or entirely new to mainline Kirby. There's Ando and Ishikawa, who are the longtime Kirby composers. There's Ogasawara, and then there's Shimaoka, who composed this track. And I gotta say, the new composers, they're holding their own against the old ones. They've done a fantastic job. And we're gonna hear some more of the one of the new guys right now, because coming in at number 7 is a track called Sword of the Surviving Guardian. It's a jazzy Meta Knight battle theme, and it works way better than you think. Look at the band! Look at the band! Because of the BPM for the track. and Kirby and Elful and head banging too. That's so funny. I love that. But yeah, this track is great. And towards the latter half of it, it starts playing a remix of, I think, a theme from Superstar. It's called My Friend in the Setting Sun. And so it's a really nice nod. It's a great track. And it's done by one of the new guys, Ogasawara, who did quite a few of the notable boss fight themes in this game, including the next one, number 6 on the list. Which I think is a lot of people's favorite track in the game, but it's coming in at number 6 for me. It's called Roar of DDD. They gave King DDD a metal track, and it sounds fantastic. It's specifically, the melody that's used in this track and the progression of it is taken from Star Allies. And yeah, it's really well done. It especially fits the sort of like tribal, wild feel of King DDD in particular in this game, where the fight just feels it feels just so different. It's not a particularly difficult fight, but it's a very fun one, and it's made all that much better by this music track. You can also hear some actual roars of DDD in the track. We're about to hear one in a moment. Here we go. It's so good. What a good track. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, moving on to a track that I think is underrated, but is unfucking believably catchy. And it's this one. There, yeah, here we go. It's so unbelievably catchy. I love it. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. The drums, dude. Oh, it's so good. I'm very, like, and in case you can't tell, I'm very into video game music in general, and a lot of times when you hear me praise a video game track, you'll hear me talk about the percussion. And this track is no exception. The drum beats in every measure are expertly crafted to just for maximum catchiness while still feeling like a relaxing beach track. It's so good. Oh, it's so, I love it, dude. And yes, I did do an 8-bit remix of this track that's on my main channel. And the 8-bit remix itself was very fun to do. Just because of all the different chords and then the way the drums were working. It was kind of hard to discern some of the background melodies, but it was well worth it, especially because of this part. Where it just hits you with that, and it's so good. And then you think that the song looped right here, but then Ishikawa's like, psych, that note's different. Oh, I love this track so much, dude. I'm so glad it's used in so many different stages. I don't think that this track gets enough attention. I think it's legitimately one of the best in the whole game. Not to be outdone, of course, is coming in at number 4 on my favorites is Moonlight Canyon. I'll be expanding more on why I love this track so much in a moment when we go over this level that this plays in. But just know that the adventurous, orchestral, energetic feel of it, and the way that it blasts in at a perfect time in the level, and the way the accordion sounds is sublime. It fits the level so well, and yeah, I'll be expanding upon my love for this track a little later on. So yeah, this track is it's very good. Moving on, number 3. Let's see. There we go. The Battle of Blizzard Bridge. So, this track is almost 6 minutes long before it loops. At least when you stack back to back the stack back-to-back the track. I had to. Stack back-to-back the regular track, and then the more intense track that plays in some of the later fights, because this stage is a boss rush. And it's a full-on, like, fusion jazz track with, like, piano solos and synths and shredding guitar. And normally I'm not the hugest fan of guitar shredding, just because I feel like it's mindless and it doesn't really add to music, which is why I'm not usually the hugest fan of metal covers on YouTube. There are some exceptions, but a lot of them are just haha guitar go shred, and it just makes the song sound like garbage. But in this track there's a lot more restraint to it. And it helps because the song goes from intense to really fucking intense. And the use of the guitar really helps with that. And yes, when you stack those two together, the one loop of this track is almost 6 minutes long. It's insane. So yeah, it's an incredibly complex track. It's quite a feat of musical composition, and it blows my mind that it's coming from a Kirby game. Except for the fact that it kind of doesn't, because when you really get into it, Kirby's soundtracks are insane. So this one kind of fits right in. Speaking of, let's go to number 2 on the list, which is the final boss theme. 2 planets approach the Roche limit. Crazy name for a crazy track. It's another really long one. You got that really good choir coming in at the beginning, and it'll come in later as well. There's 2 phases to this track. Then the second one also gets more intense as well. I'm dropping a lot of frames. But yeah, it's orchestral, it's crazy. The violin in this track is really what steals the show. But later on, an electric guitar kicks in for phase 2. It sounds incredible. The mixing together of all these instruments could not have been an easy feat, because the instruments could have very easily clashed with each other in this track. But no, they sound fantastic together. And holding it together, of course, is the percussion. Not only the drums, but the piano as well, which you can hear coming in right now. Also, that entire part of the song, that was just the intro. We've only gotten to the intro. This track is crazy. The bar has been set extremely high for Kirby final boss themes. I think my favorite is still Sullied Grace from Triple Deluxe, but this one is close. It is close. It's really fucking good. And coming in at number 1 is... this one I knew almost immediately when I heard it. I'm like, this is the best song in the game. I don't think anything's gonna top it. It's Northeast Frost Street. I'm just putting my controller down. We're gonna listen to this track together. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Bum, ba-da-da-dum, dum, 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 dum. Da, na, 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 na. Oh, they made the guitar sound so good in this track. Oh. It's always an impressive feat when you can make an electric guitar sound this beautiful. This is one of the newer composers, by the way. You know what? I do in fact have a new phone. Let's do a callback to to the Season 3 opener of JoeDan54 Reacts. Alright, anyway, I have to stop that now because the best part of the track is coming up right here. Those descending guitar notes sound so good, and the chord progression just makes it sound better. And then there's some bells toward the end of the loop. What a masterpiece of a track! I'm so glad it's used in 2 stages instead of 1. Oh my god, I really hope that we, at the very least, hear some other renditions of this track in future Kirby games. I know some songs from this game are already being reused in other Kirby content. At the very least, I know Sword of the Surviving Guardian is in Kirby's Dream Buffet, which came out a little after this game. I really hope that we hear this song return in particular, because it really is that good. But yeah. So, that is my top 10. Easily, without a doubt, Northeast Frost Street tops the list. But it is among quite a bit of elite company when it comes to a soundtrack this good. But now, with that out of the way, we're going to go into, at least in terms of the tier lists, the main event. And for this, yes, we are going to be switching over to Photoshop this time around. So let me get rid of the window capture for the browser. And boom! Here we are. And here we are! This is going to be ranking every level in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And not just the main levels either. We're going to be ranking the Treasure Road stages as well. Which is the only reason that I have D, E, and F on this tier list as well. If I was only ranking the main levels, the worst main level is C tier. Really, one of the biggest things that carries this game to greatness is the fantastic main level design. Not all of that carried over to the Treasure Road stages, mainly because of the limitations of those Treasure Road stages, and also because some of the abilities are kind of janky. But yes, we are going to be ranking every last one of them. We're not leaving a single one behind. So, first of all, we're going to talk about Point of Arrival. So, Point of Arrival is just the short little stage that you play when the game first begins. It's a decent enough stage, but there's also not a ton going on. You're not really going to go back to that stage to play it. So, yeah, it's going in C tier. But it's a good start to the game. So let's see, what do we have next? Up next is Downtown Grassland. This one's going in B tier. Again, good start to the game. Just the sort of the view that you get. That's the word. The view that you get of all the skyscrapers and the abandoned buildings with the overgrowth on them, it really starts to look really good in this game. And despite the limited hardware of the Switch, they put a ton of detail into both foreground and background elements when it comes to adding a level of immersion into this world. And you really start to get the feel of that in Downtown Grassland. And it really starts to make you realize, if you've played this game, you really start to realize there is no excuse for the way that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet look, if a game can look like this on the Switch as well. Moving on, we have, let's see, we have Through the Tunnel. Oh shit, that's right. I need to rank these within the tiers as well. That's gonna be hard to do outside of Tier Maker. But thankfully, I'll be carried by auto select in Photoshop. Let me actually lock the background layers so that I can so that I don't have to worry about messing with those, you know. Let's see, where is the lock button? I don't think that's the lock button. Yeah, certified in Photoshop, by the way. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. So through the tunnel, this is where you start getting some more copy abilities, and the progression through the level is pretty cool. I just wish it was a little longer. This is where you start realizing, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Not every level needs to end with a mini-boss, or like an enemy rush or anything like that. So there are some cool secrets in this stage. And the level name is not a lie. You do go through a tunnel in this stage, so that's always nice. But yeah, moving on, Rocky Rollin' Road. This one is going to go in C tier because it gives you the Ranger ability, and you need to use the Ranger ability in order to get some of the secrets. Each level has a number of different secret achievements in them, and they typically a lot of them require copy abilities. And I don't like Ranger, as I've said before, so the level that introduces them and is largely built around them and is also very similar to Downtown Grassland is going to end up in C tier, because there's not too much else going on in the level. There is this one part where the camera zooms out and faces you, and then a giant boulder starts chasing you, like Crash Bandicoot style, and that part's kind of cool. But aside from that, there's not a ton in this stage to talk about. A Trip to a Rival Mall, easily the best stage so far. This one goes in A tier. Definitely the standout stage in this world. You go through an abandoned mall, and there's a lot of cool gimmicks that they add to the stage that really play with the idea of it being an abandoned mall, with the conveyor belts, and the way that you have to... One of the achievements is navigate through the mall without getting lost, which means you have to like follow signs that you reveal using the storage container mouthful mode. There's also an invincibility candy you can get in this stage, which if you're just fast enough, you can actually use to kill a mini-boss. The donuts are tricky to get, though, I have to admit. Okay, Brawl at the Mall. This one's a boss stage. If you see red, that means it is a stage that's entirely composed of a boss or multiple bosses. This one is going to go in B tier, in between Downtown Grassland and Through the Tunnel. Okay. Yeah. You fight Goromondo. And Goromondo is a fun first boss. He's pretty easy. The achievements in the fight are also pretty easy. And he's got, you know, these big arm-focused attacks, considering I think his subtitle is Strong Armed Beast. You have to avoid getting grabbed. There's a couple QTEs. They're fine. And yeah, there's also a wide variety of choices when it comes to taking them out. And I love the big pile of bananas at the beginning of the fight too, that you can use to recover health. Although I think there's also a Maxim tomato that you can use to recover health anyway, but it's whatever. Now for the Treasure Road stages. And the way that Treasure Road stages work is they're entirely optional bonus stages. And they basically take you into this isolated little world with, you know, platforms in space, and you traverse a linear section of platforms that centers around a specific ability, using certain strategies to beat the stage before the time runs out. And these stages also happen to have target times. And those target times, some of them can be incredibly difficult to reach. And some of them are so hard, in fact, that I guess the developers decided to make the target times not required for 100% completion. Now, that didn't stop me from getting every single target time in the game. But that's okay. That just means that I have more authority when it comes to ranking these, because I'm ranking them from the perspective of someone who did get a target time and someone who understands that these levels ought to be built around the target time that is given for the level so that it's realistic, or at the very least, you know, possible to do within a certain amount of attempts if you have a good strategy. And some of these are fucking stupid, and we'll get to them. But we're going to start off with ones that aren't as bad. Throw and catch treasure collecting. This one's a cutter treasure road stage. You use cutter to collect items, and it's kind of interesting. What's cool about a lot of these abilities is, what's cool about a lot of these treasure road stages is they're essentially used to show you new special moves that the copy abilities have and you can use with the copy abilities. They, I guess, preferred to show you them in gameplay rather than just giving you a list of moves, which I can understand. Although I do kind of prefer being able to, like, pause the game when you have a copy ability and seeing all the different moves that you can perform, because otherwise you might end up underestimating the power of a copy ability before realizing that it's actually pretty damn cool. But yes, so treasure collecting, this one goes in B tier. And I'm quickly realizing that I'm gonna run out of room in these tiers because I didn't make them big enough. And so I may need to increase the size of the tier list. That's okay. Triple Strike, bowling for switches. This is a bomb treasure road stage, and basically there's these big slopes that you roll bombs down to aim for different switches. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's another B tier worthy one. Pop Shots, a vending adventure. You would think because it's vending mouth that I'm gonna put this really high up on the list. Actually, no. This one's going in C tier. This one, just the level design of it is kind of annoying, and it kind of focuses on the limitations of vending mouth, the very few limitations of vending mouth, as opposed to the insane OP power of the vending mouth that you'd see otherwise. So let's see, Fast and Fiery, Race to the Cannon. I'll put this one above Pop Shots. This is, as the name suggests, it is a fire copy ability treasure road stage. You have to light a fuse and then go to the cannon as fast as possible. And you can hold down the button to make the fuse go down quicker, which is kind of required to hit certain target times. So yeah. Burst and Rise, a path full of pipes. This is Cone Mouth. And it's really it's a really satisfying stage. Actually, you know what? Just because of how crazy it's gonna be to rank all of these and fit everything in here, I'm actually not gonna. I'm not going to rank these within the tiers, at least not visually. I know what my top 10 is, and I'll tell you what my top 10 is when we're done. But yeah. So that's going in A tier. Okay, let's see. Up next, Free and Fling, skating on ice. I'm not a huge fan of ice skating in games. This stage is no exception. It's also not the worst thing ever. It's going in C tier. Ready, Aim, Fire, distant targets. Ranger stage. Yeah, it's going in D tier. You heard me rant about why I don't like Ranger. That it shouldn't be a surprise that I don't like a treasure road stage entirely focused around aiming and shooting targets with Ranger, because it's not fun to do that. Moving on, we got World 2. The stages here start to get more complex. They have the great music track, Abandoned Beach, the titular track in it. This one's good. Oh shit, hold on. Let me keep those visible. I accidentally blinded the layers. There we go. Abandoned Beach. This one is going to go in B tier. It's a fun stage. I like traversing through the huge beach, and Kirby's floaty is cute. And I believe this one introduces Ring Mouth. It's very easy to miss the ending part with the boat with Ring Mouth, which is kind of interesting. Moving on, we got Concrete Isles. This is going to be, let's see, just trying to think here. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this stage has a lot of cool things in it. With the way that you collect the little diamonds, which look like the things above the characters' heads in The Sims. You collect those. It messes with the stage. I think this one introduces drill. And there's some interesting Mouthful Mode parts in this stage as well. And the obstacles in it are really cool. I just love the idea that to keep with the theme of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, they built a lot of the beach themes around having basically an industrial setting on the coastline with like water treatment plants and stuff. It's pretty cool. Scale the Cement Summit. I actually remember because I played this obviously in multiple sessions, and I was about to go to bed, and I was like, okay, I'll take a look at what the name of the next level is before I go to bed. And it was called Scale the Cement Summit. I'm like, oh no, I want to play that because it sounds awesome. Because one thing to know about me, I love verticality in levels in general. And levels where you're trying to scale something, like climbing a mountain or like climbing a tree or just anything that involves climbing something, even if you're not like literally climbing it, you're just jumping up like a huge big obstacle, it's literally my favorite type of level. Combine that with the return of Tornado in this stage, and some creative level design around the use of Tornado in a bonus stage. And Archmouth makes its debut in this stage, and that part of the stage is awesome. This one is so good, it's going in SS tier. Fast Flowing Waterworks is up next. This one, I wasn't sure whether to put it in A or S, but I decided on S just because the more melancholy feel of the level, and the fact that they pulled off, like, this is probably the most water level of any water level in the game. And it's kind of like an aquatic version of Through the Tunnel. But the way that they incorporated the whirlpools, I think, is really cool in this stage. And the way that you fight the enemies in this stage is also awesome. So it's on the lower end of S tier. It's a really, really good stage. Up next, we have the Tropical Terror. This one is the fight against Tropic Woods, which is the Wispy Woods variant in this game. This is going to be another B tier. B tier is probably going to be the most heavily populated tier, and it's probably going to be the reason that I need to make this list longer horizontally, and we'll probably be doing that in a moment. But yes, Tropic Woods, cool fight. I like the attacks that they gave him, and much like any Wispy Woods fight, it's not a particularly hard one. So yeah. Next we have the Treasure Road stages to go through. Hammer Road, hit the stakes. Most of the hammer, basically, there's two different types of Treasure Road stages. There's the ones that focus on you completing and solving puzzles and traversing through a level. And then there's ones that focus on combat. And I tend to prefer the former to the latter by a huge amount. And I'll explain why a little later on. My nose is very itchy. But yes, so this one's more on the traversal side of things, and it's pretty good. I'll put it in B tier. Sweet Success Invincible Rampage. This one is silly. So the whole idea is you're surrounded by a massive mob of enemies, and as the name suggests, you get an invincible candy and you can blast through them. But if you're going for the target time, so basically you have to go around the different corners of the stage, hit switches, and then spawn the invincibility candy, as well as the path to the exit. But you don't really have time to have fun and take out a bunch of enemies, nor is it required to do so in order to beat the level. So it just makes the level feel pointless. It's like, okay, cool, I have the invincibility candy now, but I have to go and beat the stage immediately before fighting the enemies. There's no point to it. It's just a stupid level. It's kind of fun. It's not annoying or anything, but it's like, why? Why does this level exist? So yeah, that's going to be D tier. But don't worry, things get worse from here. Sword Trial. This is a perfect example of why I really don't like the combat-focused Treasure Road stages in this game. Because they're entirely, whether or not you get the target time is a lot of times dependent on whether or not a boss will do a specific attack, which is luck-based. And that means you have to keep resetting until the boss fight does the attack that you want, so you can do more damage to it, and you actually get the target time. It's horrible, I hate it, and this is also stage 1 of Sword, which isn't even that fun to use compared to some of the other combat-focused copy abilities, just because the charge attack takes so long to not only use, but also do. So yeah, this is actually going to go in E tier. I do not like that stage. Up and Over Across Spike Road. This is a tornado stage, and it's entirely focused around the kind of traversals that you can do with Tornado. Getting the target time on this one is kind of annoying, which kind of drags it down a bit, but otherwise, it's kind of fun to use Tornado in general, so I'll put it in C tier. Dig and Destroy Drill Trial. Drill stage. This one is actually not that interesting. It teaches you the Quake Surge, but aside from that, it's just annoying to deal with the enemies in this stage, and it's just not, it's not particularly fun. It's not the worst thing ever, but it is D tier. Light 'em Up Lantern Switches. This is Volcano Fire, and it is a perfect showcase of why Volcano Fire is a big upgrade from regular fire with its increased range and speed, and how you can very quickly take things out from farther away. And because of that, it's going to go in B tier, and I need to make this tier list longer, so I'm going to do that right now, actually. Hopefully this won't be rocket science to actually pull that off. Okay. Gonna do that. We're gonna, okay, that's fine, I'll unlock it. Alright. And then we will, let me zoom out, and we will do that. It's thinking. Give it a second. There we go. And now I will take that duplicate layer, and we will do that. And then I'll do it again. Now we should have all the room that we need to do the tier list. But I will zoom in as much as I can until we actually need the extra space, just so it's easier to read. Okay, Light 'em Up Lantern Switches goes in B tier. Fling, Twirl, Return, Hit the Switches. This one is Chakram Cutter. This one's kind of fun, but it's also just like, you know, it feels kind of mindless. You just kind of spam the buttons in order to hit all the switches. But Chakram Cutter is also just kind of a spam ability, so it's kind of fitting that you do that. But it can get a little annoying, but it's not the worst thing ever. You still have plenty of time to get the target time. It's C tier. Up next, we have Step It Up, Moving the Stairs. It's worth noting that the game actually gives star rating difficulties for the Treasure Road stages out of 3 stars. So 3 stars is the hardest. And I think Moving the Stairs is the first 3-star that you encounter, and for good reason. This one is like a complicated logic puzzle where you have to move around a ton of different flights of stairs and land them on buttons to make teleportation portals appear to send you to the end of the stage. Each individual sequence within the stage gets more complex than the previous, and it's a really, really interesting, cool puzzle stage, and it's one of my favorite Treasure Road stages in the game by far, because it does something really interesting. And I kind of wish that something like this was done more in the actual main levels. Because this is legitimately my favorite stairs gameplay in the game. Okay, so up next we have World 3, Wandaria Remains. In terms of theming, this is my favorite world in the game. It's a theme park, it's really cool. And the first stage gives you a perfect introduction to that. It is Welcome to Wandaria. This one perfectly establishes the theme park setting to it. I believe it has a roller coaster mouth segment in it. You can see like a Woofies lined up for roller coaster rides. The way that they program the AI for a lot of the enemies, like a Woofies, for example, is a lot of times it's just fucking adorable. The way that they program them as if they're actually like, you know, like actual residents of the world, as opposed to I will now go after you, or I am moving back and forth, and if you touch me, I hurt you. They do a lot more with that. And this is another great example of it. There isn't too much crazy that's going on in this stage. It's just a solid themed stage. And for that, I would put it at the top of B tier. Circuit Speedway. This is the stage that's built entirely around Carmouth. It is a racing stage. There's two specific racing segments in it. And there's one right at the beginning of the stage, and there's one right at the end of the stage. And in the middle, there's a surprising amount of unique other bits of gameplay as well. I think there's a part where where the game actually wants you to use an invincibility candy on a mini boss, which is kind of cool. There's cool parts with bombs as well, and the achievements that you get both in and out of the racetrack in this stage are really cool as well. So I'm gonna put this one in B tier as well, just behind Welcome to Wandaria. Invasion at the House of Horrors. This is a fan favorite stage, and for good reason. It's an amazing stage. The visuals of it, it's so fucking cool. It's like neon, vibrant, like laser tag themed. There's a mini golf stage, or not a mini golf stage. There's a mini golf place near where I live. That's all like neon lit up and stuff. This stage reminds me of that too. The color palette that they use in this stage is just so cool, and they get the theming down really great, especially with the music that's used in this stage. There's 2 tracks that are composed specifically for this stage. There's Invasion at the House of Horrors, which is like this electronic dance track. And it kind of turns the stage into more of a disco than a House of Horrors. And then in the middle, there's Pitch Black Horror, where you throw the light bulb on and you light your way through a dimly lit part of the stage, and it's again really well themed. It's very, very creatively done. I love it, and it's gonna go in SS tier. In particular, I love the fact that it goes House of Horrors, where it's cool, dancey, upbeat style House of Horrors, then creepy pitch black horror, then back to the dancing, energetic stuff. And there's the sequence at the end where you throw on the vending mouth, and you get to have your way with these little aliens that pop out and jump scare you, and you get to blast them with the vending mouth right at the end. And there's an achievement for it too. It's awesome. It's so satisfying. So let's see here. Up next, the Wandaria Dream Parade. Originally, I was going to rank this in A tier, and then I realized it was just it was a skill issue moment. It deserves S tier. I was just kind of angry at this stage for a little while because I found it very difficult to find the blueprint in this stage, because I didn't realize that you can use the water balloon mouth to send the electric cars backward. And this stage is all about those electric cars. This stage takes place at nighttime. There's a really like happy track that plays during this stage that fits it very well. Very Disneyland-esque. And I really like the achievements in this stage. The way it ends, where the camera zooms out and there's a ton of electric cars. They move at varying speeds, so you have to like traverse and bob and weave through them. It actually kind of reminds me of some of the gameplay you'd see in some of the Frogger games, which, let me tell you something, that's a good thing. Frogger games slap. We will be playing some of the backlog, let me tell you that. So yeah, great stage. Love it. I also love the use of Tornado in some of the earlier parts of the level as well. Danger Under the Big Top. I'll be honest, I am not a fan of this stage. The boss fight on its own with Clawreline isn't that bad. What really gets to me is the achievements for it. There's an achievement that requires you to shoot Clawreline while she's up on the wall with Ranger. And you should already know just how annoying that is to do, because she's moving back and forth, so you have to follow her with your crosshair, and you can't move with Ranger while aiming, and she's throwing knives at you, and you can't move to dodge them while you're trying to aim at her. It's so infuriating when you're trying to when you're trying to get this and the damageless achievement at the same time. I hate it so much. The boss fight itself on its own is fine, but the achievements completely ruin it for me, and it drops it down to C tier. And now we go to the Treasure Road stages. So we have Roll On, Needle Road. This one I just think is kind of fun because, you know, it's one of the earlier Needle stages, so you can spam Needle to go fast. But other than that, there's not much going on, so it's going to go in B tier. It's kind of cool, but that's about it. Then we have With Gusto, Turn the Windmills. This is Ring Mouth. You blast at the windmills to turn them on. It's kind of cool. Again, going in B tier. We're going to heavily populate B tier with a lot of Treasure Road stages, but C tier as well, as you will see with Burn Over the Belts Conveyor Dash. This is another fire one, and it's basically showing you, like, hey, please check out this fire aerial dash attack that you can use when the ground is not favorable because the conveyors are against you. So you burn over the belts. But it is kind of annoying, and there's not a lot of wiggle room when it comes to getting the target time here. So I'm throwing it in C tier. Whack Attack Hammer Trial. This is, I believe, a combat stage. But it's not. There's much worse ones. There's much worse combat stages than the ones in Hammer. I think most of the Hammer stages have decent combat Treasure Road stages, except for one, which we will get to. But yeah, this one's fine. It goes in C tier. Line 'em Up, Toss and Return. This one is a pretty creative cutter Treasure Road stage, where you use the return attack that cutter has, where you charge up a cutter in the air, and then you let go of the button and it flies back to you, and you use that to collect items that are otherwise out of reach. It's surprisingly creative. I like it quite a bit. I'm putting this one in A tier. Toss 'em, Hit the Bomb Blocks. This is, as you might imagine, it's a bomb stage, and it's not a particularly good or bad one. I think this one is just okay. It's kind of annoying to land the hits with bomb, but it's not the worst thing ever. Much like Ranger, you can't aim your crosshair with the bomb while moving, but the difference is the ability isn't centered around the use of lobbing bombs far away. Most of the time, when you're using bomb, it's to throw a bomb ahead of you while dashing, or to just throw one while you're already not moving, so you can just take your time to aim, and that's fine. Which makes it a lot different from Ranger. Roll and Jump Pipe Ramp Path. This is what I'm talking about, where I'm like, I wish they did more interesting things with the pipe mouth, because this is just go fast and time really tight jumps, and I feel like they could have done a lot more with pipe mouth, but with the amount of wiggle room that they give you for the target time, I think it's forgivable enough to put it in C tier. Then we have Slash Wisely Rope Cutting Quiz. This is a sword Treasure Road stage, and it's a really funny one. Basically, you have to follow the green diamonds that you're collecting, but you also have to make sure that you don't accidentally screw yourself. And I feel like everybody screws themselves the first time they play this by cutting one of the last ones wrong. And it's really funny because it happens to everybody, and you're just and everybody falls for the trick. It's really funny, and it's a really unique Treasure Road stage. I'm putting it in A tier just because I like it and it gives me a laugh. Swirl and Twirl Turn the Windmills. This one is just a good one in terms of progression. The way that the stage keeps evolving around you to give you more windmills once you get all the visible ones going. You think that you've gotten them all, but then there's more, and the stage just controls well, and you go around, and it's a lot of fun. And there's 3 phases to it where you continue to get windmills for each stage. And I feel like that was the perfect amount. If it was any more or less, it wouldn't have been as good. So they pretty much did it just right, and that's not the layer I wanted to select. There we go. So yes, and now we go to World 4. World 4, we have Northeast Frost Street to kick things off. The first stage of every world, there's like a longer little cutscene that plays with Kirby on the Warp Star as he enters the stage. And this one is probably the best one, in my opinion, just because it fits so well with the beginning of the music track. And yes, I'm going to gush about Northeast Frost Street as a music track again, because it really does play a role in the stages, in the quality of the stages that use the track. So yeah, the stage itself is gorgeous. I mean, the ice stages, generally speaking, I really don't like ice stages because I don't like ice physics, which is also why I don't like ice skating. I don't like slipperiness when it comes to that kind of stuff. These stages don't really have slippery controls. It's more just like the floor happens to be snowy. And that's done for a theming point of view, and in some cases an obstacle point of view, so you don't get frozen, and that's about it. And that's how it should be done. Northeast Frost Street, there's a vending mouth segment that's pretty cool, but what I think really steals the show is when you're going in on that opening cutscene that you see at the beginning of the stage, you see this clock tower. It's this huge clock tower that you fly past, and it's like first of all, it looks breathtaking, but it also kind of makes you wish you can go there. And then at the very end of the stage, after you go through a bunch of other parts of the stage where there's like these teetering building platforms that are on freezing water that are really cool, and then you use Stairs Mouth to traverse your way up this vertical part of the ending to the level, and then there's the clock tower, and you can float to it, and that's one of the achievements. It's awesome. That combined with the amazing music track, this is going towards the top of S tier. I love this one. Okay, up next, Metro on Ice. This one uses a different music track, but it's another good one. It's really catchy, it's upbeat, and I like the instrumentation choice for it. It's like an ice cave stage, and the way that it's themed around like the trains and stuff, I think fits really well with the urban setting where it's like a frozen over city. A lot of people compare it to London in particular because of the clock tower and because of the metro, and I think this sort of feeds into the theming again really, really well. So I'm gonna put it in A tier. Windy Freezing Seas. Let me tell you something. This stage is carried by the fact that it uses Northeast Frost Street for its track, because otherwise I'd probably put it in C tier. I'm not the hugest fan of this one. It's got wind gusts throughout the entire stage. Sometimes the wind is with you, and sometimes it's against you, depending on where you are in the stage. I think the stage supplies you with copy abilities that help you counter the wind, but there's only so much that it can do, considering, you know, Kirby floats, and that makes him weak to the wind, and it makes it not quite as fun, and it makes it also very, very easy to miss achievements. But otherwise, I mean, it's not a bad stage, it's just kind of annoying, and it gives you that music track, so that you can only complain about so much without seeing the reality of the situation, you know? Anyway, the Battle of Blizzard Bridge. So this one's kind of cool, mainly just because there's a cool secret in this stage where you go to this part where there's a Maxim tomato, you climb up some walls and then go into a window, and then there's a harder version of the stage above it, and that's kind of cool. Really, I think the idea of the stage is really cool. There's like this JRPG ass big ass bridge with a boss rush, and you have to go through it and beat all the enemies. And honestly, I'd give this stage like A or S, but it has one of the most annoying achievements in any stage, where you have to beat the last of the bosses without getting hit. So if you get hit, you either have to kill yourself, which takes a long time to do, because this game gives you a lot of health, and it's not a particularly hard game, with the exception of certain points in the game, including one we'll be playing today. But it's just really annoying. And if you don't want to do that, you have to restart the whole stage. So it's easily the most annoying achievement potentially in the entire game to get. Aside from maybe the Ranger ability and Claw Line. it's those two. This stage is also kind of funny in the context of speed running, because there's a glitch people can do with the hammer ability that allows them to skip the entire stage, which is funny. But yeah, I'm gonna put this one in B tier, and we are gonna have to zoom out just a little bit to see that. There we go. A little more. Nice. All right. And now we have an Unexpected Beast King. This is where you fight DDD for the first time. And it is really cool fighting him with that great theme that's playing in the background. And just the whole reveal of King DDD as like this... It's almost like he's a mob boss of the rest of the Beast Pack. He's obviously brainwashed. He's using that big-ass pillar. It's just a cool stage, and it's one of the better boss fights, so it's going in A tier. Then now we have the Treasure Road stages for World 4. So let's see. We have Cast a Line Chain Bomb Trial. This one, it's kind of cool just because of the chain bomb ability, but at the same time, I feel like if you really try to lean in to the chain aspect of chain bomb, you end up losing more time than you gain, which is kind of annoying. But the gameplay is still decent enough to end up in C tier. So let's see here, what else do we have? Shine and Seek into the Ghost Maze. It's a light bulb mouth Treasure Road stage, and you really don't need to rely that much on the light bulb mouth if you know where to go. And if you've memorized this stage, which isn't hard to do, especially if you're going for the target time. So it kind of defeats itself, but it's also not that bad either. And my nose is really itchy. Roll Up and Throw, Clutter Needle Trial. It's another needle Treasure Road stage, and much like the other one, it's just fun to do because you can spam the ability and go fast. And the roll up and throw aspect of it, which is also how I learned that you could even do this in the game, is really cool. Again, I really like the way that Treasure Road stages sort of teach you things about copy abilities. I just wish it was also accompanied by the actual visual moveset list, because it doesn't cover absolutely everything, you know. Dig and Dash Path of Fences. This is Pencil Drill, and it doesn't do anything particularly stand out with the Pencil Drill ability. This is what I was talking about, where the drill copy abilities don't really change much in the evolution stages. This could have easily been any other stage of drill, and it would have been exactly the same difficulty. Other than that, it's not that bad of a stage. It's just... not particularly interesting either, so I'll put it in C tier. Longshot's Noble Ranger Trial. You might expect me to put this one super low because it's Ranger, but in all honesty, this one I feel kind of works actually pretty well, just because the way that Noble Ranger works as the second stage is it's, when you charge it up, it becomes a rapid fire shot. And you can charge up through multiple stages of charging with Noble Ranger, and if you do that very strategically in this Treasure Road stage, you can do it so that you kill exactly, or you shoot exactly the amount of shots you need in order to kill a line of enemies. And the stage is also built around the fact that you can't move while aiming. And it doesn't really give you a benefit of moving while aiming, so it's actually kind of good. Not good enough to go above C tier, because I still don't like this ability, but it's one of the better experiences with Ranger in this game. Next we have Triple Strike over Freezing Water. I keep reading Triple Strike as Triple Spike. I really am just fully Geometry Dash brain 24/7. Triple Strike over Freezing Water. This one's Tornado, and just the whole concept and the process of using Tornado to travel over freezing water, and the way that the level is structured as well is just cool. So didn't mean to do a pun there, but yes, it's worthy of B tier, I would say. Let's see, we have Speed and Swerve Conveyor Circuit. Oh, yes, I remember this one. So, I remember I was playing this game, and I saw on Twitter, everybody was talking about this specific Treasure Road stage being insanely hard to get the target time for. And I was kind of scared going into this one, and then it actually wasn't that hard. It took a few tries to get the target time, but I didn't have that much that difficult of a time with it. I think the stage was built around the use of Carmouth really, really well, especially with the conveyors, and it led for a really, really exhilarating Carmouth stage, and the way that you can use shortcuts in order to get your way to the target time, I think is pretty cool. I wish the target time did have a little more wiggle room, but other than that, I think this stage is actually quite good, and I will put it in B tier, and we need to zoom out again. Just a moment. There you go. There's the image. There it is on full display. Actually, at this point, I might as well just zoom out to show the entire thing. I might need to make this even longer. That's crazy. So that happens when there's so many goddamn stages, and I'm the only person on the internet with the balls to rank the Treasure Road stages. Anyway, so up next we have Slash Meta Knight Sword Trial. This one's interesting because I actually missed this one on the map. And then I was going through, I'm like, have I beaten every Treasure Road stage? And I was like, huh? Because you can go through a list in the actual game. And I was like, I haven't done this one. So I went and I found it. It was off the beaten path. I'd missed it. And then I fluked it on my first try. This one's a combat-focused stage. With Meta Knight Sword, it's a little less annoying to deal with the combat stage, just because if you stay at full health, you can pretty easily deal with a lot of the enemies by using your projectiles. But you know, a combat stage is still a combat stage. It's still not my favorite thing in the world. It you know. But yes, we're gonna be updating the tier list again so that we can see everything. Let me duplicate this. We'll make it longer. There we go. And now let me fill this with black again. There we go. Okay. Up next, let's see. We have Sliding Road High Speed Skating. This is an ice ability, and again, it's skating, and I'm not a big fan of skating, but other than that, it's not the worst thing ever. It's And the way that you slide through is kind of interesting. But other than that, it's just, you know, it's definitely my bias, but it's still not exactly a great experience. You know what is a great experience, though? Stop Time Slow World Scramble. It's a time crash Treasure Road stage. The stage starts up, and you have 10 seconds on the clock. Not 10 seconds for the target time, 10 seconds on the clock. If you run out of time, you die. The target time is 7 seconds. But the thing is, Time Crash also freezes and slows the timer. So you have to keep running into enemies to make the timer go down slower. So in actual real world seconds, the level's much longer than 10 seconds. But you literally manipulate reality within the game in your favor so that you can hit the target time. It's insanely cool. And it's well worthy of going in S tier just for the concept alone. Okay, moving on, we have World 5, which is Original Wasteland. It is a desert stage. And let me tell you something. This is my favorite desert stage in any video game. I thought that it was going to be difficult, if not impossible, to top the Sand Kingdom, Tossed Arena Ruins from Mario Odyssey. But goddamn, Kirby and the Forgotten Land did it. Original Wasteland has some fantastic levels, at least in terms of the main levels. There are some real stinkers with the Treasure Road stages, which we'll get to. But in terms of the main stages, they're really, really good. So let's start with The Wastes Where Life Began, which is an absolutely insane level name. The concept of Original Wasteland, well, original, you know, original, as part of the name of that word, it implies something was originally here otherwise. And if you look closely at some of the level design in a lot of these stages, you can see like coral that was growing and other pieces of evidence like wrecked ships and stuff like that, where this desert basin used to be underwater, and then it dried up. It used to be coastline and all that and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, on the Earth, life began in the ocean. And so this is quite literally the waste where life began. I'm going to put this one in B tier. The interesting thing about this stage is that most of it is very, very open. And so it's a lot more exploration focused, which I think is very appealing to a lot of people. But personally, I don't really care that much. I just prefer stages with a lot of focused progression. When it comes to a game that's entirely focused around exploration, I think it makes a little more sense. I think games where there's suddenly an exploration focused stage just for the sake of it, it's not bad, but it's also not like amazing either. But there are some cool side achievements that you can do in this stage. This stage has some of the more cool achievements, and it also gives you an opportunity to defeat a boss with a Mouthful Mode by using Ring Mouth, which is a rarity. And so it gets some points for that. Up next, we have Searching the Oasis. It's actually, believe it or not, this is just another title that I like, because it ties into the story of what's going on in the game. For the most part, the story is just go and save the Waddle Dees, and see if you can figure out a way to get back to Popstar. But after the end of World 4, Elfilin gets kidnapped. And so Kirby is looking for Elfilin. And you know, he's trying to find Elfilin, and he's trying to let the Beast Pack know he's coming. And so he's searching the Oasis to find Elfilin, to find clues. And the whole Oasis feel of this level is really cool. This level also has a lot of cool verticality to it, with a lot of really tall like towers and platforms and stuff, and going deep down into like the water parts of it. There's also a funny achievement you do where you grab the sleep ability and you fall asleep near the pool, and that's an achievement. So yeah, just a cool stage all around. Up next, we have Alive Mall Staff Side. It's It's another mall stage, and this one's even better. This one, I think, is really, really creative just because of the framing of the stage. You go in between, in and out of these doorways, and whenever you do, the camera turns around to face you again. And depending on what side you're on, the music will become muffled. So it's like the music is actually playing on like an intercom radio in the mall. It's really, really cool. This stage also has some really awesome uses of Mouthful Modes by having you like use them to fit in holes and stuff. There's a lot of interesting puzzle solving in this stage, and a huge amount of variety and stuff that you do. Originally, I was thinking this was going to be the standout stage in the world because of how good it was. And then I played Moonlight Motherfucking Canyon. I selected the wrong layer. Boom! Going right up into SS tier. This is the best level in the game by far. I was blown away playing this level. Right off the bat, the level looks gorgeous. There's a lot of verticality to it, and then you go straight into a cavern, and it's another one of those pitch black segments like an Invasion at the House of Horrors, and it's even darker this time around, so it warrants even more use of the light bulb. And the pitch black valley that you're in, which is what it's called according to the song that plays in this, is really cool. When you enter the stage, it's like this evening in the sky. It's like late evening that you can sort of discern with it. Then you go into the pitch black valley, and the level traversal within the pitch black valley is really cool. I think it's better than it is in Invasion at the House of Horrors. And then you walk outside, and these huge doors open up slowly to reveal the rest of the level. It's nighttime now, and then the Moonlight Canyon theme blasts in at the perfect time, and it's amazing. And then the level just gets better from there. You start. I'm so happy. I've been wanting to gush about this level for almost a year. I'm so glad I finally get to do this. Oh, so then you're in the nighttime stage, and the verticality of the level is really fucking cool. There's these huge ladders that you climb up and down, and there's this really cool bonus stage that I had alluded to earlier, where you're a scissor lift mouth, and then you're on these breakable blocks. So it's actually some of the more creative scissor lift gameplay in the game. And then it switches to this part where there's more breakable blocks, and they use sleep as an obstacle. And there's an achievement for not falling in that bonus room. And just when you think the level can't possibly get any better, it ends with an Archmouth segment. It ends with an Archmouth segment after already a level that could have potentially topped the list as the best of all time. Then you throw in the part that's better than everything else that's already in the stage. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god. I actually remember I said it out loud as I was playing the stage. I'm like, this level's really cool. And I was thinking in the future, I'm like, man, I hope we get another Archmouth segment. And then literally like a minute later, the Archmouth segment shows up, and it's way more cinematic this time around. You're like hitting windmills and like watching as parts of the canyon are falling down on either side of you. It's crazy. Without a doubt, this is the best level in the game. I have a feeling I'm going to be gushing about this level for years to come. Just thinking about how few days I've gone after playing this level without thinking about it. I think about this level a lot. It is one of the best levels I've ever played in a video game. And I was honestly thinking of making a tier above everything else specifically for this level. But at that point, I think we're reaching hyperbole. So, yes, Moonlight Canyon is the best level in the game. And before we actually move on from Moonlight Canyon, I'd like to switch back over to the game and play the song again. Because it's very rare for me to do this. But I wrote lyrics for Moonlight Canyon. And I would like to perform them. My voice is kind of dying just because I'm like exhausting it from playing from gushing about levels like this. But yes. We're gonna sing my Moonlight Canyon lyrics. Let me make sure the audio is synced. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. It's not synced, which is interesting because it was synced before with the exact same offset. This is kind of exactly what I was afraid of, actually. Okay, hold on. Da-da-na-na-na-na. Thankfully, it's getting rid of some audio too, as opposed to needing to add more, because I already added a ton, and I thought that was suspicious. So now I'm back to what it was before. Bum ba da da dum bum ba da dum ba da 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 da. And what do you know it? The preset that I had before is the right one. Anyway, let's go to Moonlight Canyon and let's fucking sing this. Here we go. Floating along over the hot desert hill, original gives us a purpose to fill. Once was an elegant Atlantis in prime, now a barren landscape that's frozen in time. Oh, and the sun is setting, sliding behind plateau down below. So we will enter in the cavern ahead and take a light bulb for a glow. Valley is pitch black until we step inside. This Mouthful Mode will be our strategy guide, illuminating all around with a shine. It's a wild ride through it used to be coastline. Oh, Flynn, don't you worry, nothing in our search we'd ever forgo. Oh, the valley through the canyon past the afterglow, and into the moonlight we shall go. Inhaling and copying our enemies, never a rest till we save all Waddle Dees. Doors open up, exposing twilight descend. The Awoopies howl, cross the forgotten land. Oh, the moon is arising, where all the coral would grow long ago. So we will take a leap of faith through the clouds, with our trusty gateway arch in tow. Canyon is falling down on either side. This Mouthful Mode will be a treacherous ride, accelerating past as pillars collide. It's a wild glide through it used to be coastline. Oh, Wuffleman will be there soon. King DDD and the Beast Pack will know. O'er the valley, through the canyon, past the afterglow, and into the moonlight we shall go. A little desynced again. When I put the highlights of this up on the main channel, I'll probably do I'll probably do like a more mastered version of that. But yeah, those are my Moonlight Canyon lyrics. It's incredibly rare for me to write lyrics for a song like that, but I was so inspired by how good this stage was that I went ahead and did it. So yeah, awesome. Anyway, let's get back to the tier list. That was a crazy tangent, but it was entirely warranted because of how good Moonlight Canyon is. And I have a feeling that, like I said, I will be mentioning this stage for years to come, because it really is that standout. How good Moonlight Canyon is. And I have a feeling that, like I said, Okay. Just making sure my webcam didn't desync with my mic there. Anyway. So, let's see here. What do we have next? Collector in the Sleepless Valley. This is the fight against Silly Dillo. And truthfully, I think this one's pretty cool because of the way that the fight keeps evolving. You don't do a ton of damage to Silly Dillo before he decides, fuck this, let's make the arena even bigger. And then the fight evolves with him. He starts doing the rolling attack at you. This is where you like really need to be good at dodge rolling. Because if you're not, you're gonna have a bad time with this fight. The achievements are pretty manageable to do, and once you get into half health, he starts doing absolutely crazy attacks. He's definitely not everything is there upstairs with him, but he's a fun fight. Up next, we have the Treasure Road stages of World 5, and unlike the main stages, there are some that I'm not the biggest fan of. Starting with Slash and Slice Gigant Sword Trial, straight to E tier, alongside the other combat-focused sword Treasure Road stage that wasn't a Meta Knight sword stage. This one is extremely RNG heavy if you're going to get the target time, because it's pretty much entirely dependent on if Wild Edge puts up his guard attack very quickly. If he doesn't, the target time's impossible. You're basically hoping he does a specific attack, otherwise you can't do it. It's awful. And it's a big reason as to why I do not like the combat-focused Treasure Road stages, and pretty much all of my least favorite ones of those are combat ones. as you can probably notice. Up next, Scissor Lift. So this one is kind of annoying just because it doesn't do a lot that's very interesting with Scissor Lift Mouth. I was hoping they would do more interesting stuff with Scissor Lift Mouth when they did a Treasure Road stage entirely focused around Scissor Lift Mouth, but no, this one's just kind of boring. Really, the best Scissor Lift Mouth sequence of the game is in Moonlight Canyon. Okay, Melt and Glide Race to the Cannon. This one, for some reason, I think a lot of people have trouble with this one, but I did it on like my first or second try. It's a Dragonfire Treasure Road stage, and you guys know I love Dragonfire. It's my favorite ability to use in the game. And this one is another one where you light the fuses, but this time around you actually have to melt ice blocks around the path of the fuse in order to keep it going, which is kind of funny and cool. And I think this one is worthy of going in B tier, and it's one of the best ones from World 5 in terms of Treasure Road stages. Off the Wall Ricochet Switches. This one is Buzzsaw Cutter, and basically you have these walls that are in 45-degree angles, and you have to shoot buzzsaws at them to get them to bounce perfectly to switches. It's kind of cool, but the one problem is that it just doesn't work sometimes. You'll hit a buzzsaw of what seems to be perfectly straight, and then it just doesn't make it to the switch. It's kind of annoying. If that wasn't the case, this would probably be like S tier because of how cool it is, but you know, it has to be more consistent in order for it to make it to S tier. And now we have Freezing Fight, Frosty Ice Trial. Fuck this luck-based pile of garbage. It's another combat-focused Treasure Road stage, and it's Frosty Ice. You have to use like the little snowmen that appear when you use the Ice Treasure Road, or when you use the Ice ability. With the Frosty Ice upgrade in order to maximize the utility of it within this Treasure Road stage. But once you get to the mini-boss, it's terrible and awful, and it doesn't help, and I hate it, and it's RNG-based, and it's... Oh, I hate it so much. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. One of the worst stages in the game. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I played this right before I played Moonlight Canyon. So I suppose I could not have had a better palate cleanser. And guess what? Up next is a ranger stage, and as you might imagine, I'm not a fan. You have to run around this this like circular path and aim at targets. And because you have to run around, the fact that you have to stop to aim is really fucking annoying. But thankfully, you do have a fair bit of wiggle room for the target time, which saves it from being lower than D tier. But it's still not fun. Smash to the top, hit the nails. This one is Toy Hammer, and it's really satisfying. It's basically just a stage where you do a bunch of aerial hammer attacks to smash nails into the ground. The sound it makes is really satisfying. And you just don't stop moving at all, and you just keep going. It's fun. It's another one of the best ones from this world for Treasure Road. Russian Roll Falling Needle Road. This is Crystal Needle, and it's going to go in C tier, unlike the other Needle Treasure Road stages, because it's Crystal Needle. That's literally the reason. You can't spam to go fast, which makes it less fun. Dig and Explore Maze of Fences. This is my favorite Treasure Road stage from World 5. It is basically you're literally traversing a maze using drill. It uses drill for something really interesting. And the maze design here is really creative, and the way that you end up changing the stage in order to complete it while traversing through the maze is, I think, really, really cool. So this one's actually going to go in A tier. Then we have Wash 'em Away Slippery Parade. This is Water Balloon Mouth, and it's just Water Balloon Mouth in its purest form. It's exactly what you'd expect from a Water Balloon Mouth Treasure Road stage. There's not much more to say. It's going to go in B tier. And so now we have World 6. And the nice thing about making this this part of the tier list wider is that I can actually give more room, because this world has 13 Treasure Road stages. This world is huge. It has the most amount of content of any world in the game. So we're going to start once again with the main levels, and they're really good. We have Enter the Fiery Forbidden Lands. This is a lava world, and this is pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a lava stage of the quality standards that Kirby and the Forgotten Land has set forth. It's really good. It starts out with this really intense cinematic sequence with the cutscene of Kirby flying in with the Warp Star. It competes with the one in Northeast Frost Street for my favorite. It's really cool. And there actually is one other one that we'll get to that's really good too. But the stage itself is pretty interesting. There's a really cool bonus room in this one that I like a lot. The main gimmick of this stage is there's falling meteors. It kind of reminds me of the Melty Molten Galaxy in the first Mario Galaxy game. The difference is that the meteors make the ground sink into the lava, which sort of happens in Melty Molten, but it's not as a result of the meteors. It's interesting, but it also makes one of the achievements kind of annoying to get. It balances out to it being just really solid, and definitely solid enough to end up in A tier, which is about what I can say about Conquer the Inferno Road. The thing about Conquer the Inferno Road that really stands out to me is, once again, verticality. The way that you're going up really high and then really low, and the variety of gameplay that's in this stage is really cool. The highlight for me is this one part in the stage where you get ring mouth, or maybe it's after you fall that you get ring mouth, but basically you jump off this really high ledge and then land on a boat in the lava, and then as ring mouth you start blasting with the boat to navigate through the lava lake to get to the end of the stage. So it's really cool. Definitely the highlight of the stage. Burning Churning Power Plant. Something that I've found out is that Kirby is apparently very well known for having amazing factory stages, and this is probably one of the best ones that I've seen. It's going to go in S tier. The music, I would say, if I were to extend my top 10 music tracks from the game, Burning Churning Power Plant would be number 11. The way that it has these like really intense industrial sounds, and then it turns into just this banger electronic track, I just think is really, really cool. So yeah, it's just awesome. And the progression of this stage is incredible. As you might imagine with this industrial setting, there's these big moving platforms with crushing mechanics. You don't die in one hit in this game from getting crushed, but it does do a ton of damage. On the harder difficulty setting, I think you get either 2 or 3 hit killed from getting crushed. And there is an achievement in this stage for not getting squished, so it's good to try and avoid doing that. And it's harder than you think to do so. The achievements in the stage are really cool. The design of it is just cool in general. I really like the conveyor belt section of the game. But what really steals the show for me is these parts of the stage where these spike walls come running towards you, and you have to outrun them. It's like the opening to Toy Story 2, where Buzz is like running from that spike wall, turned into Kirby gameplay form. And then they give you vending mouth to blast away a bunch of blocks that are in your way as you're running through the spike wall. So that just makes it even cooler. And then the stage finishes off with one of the best parts of any level in the entire game, where it turns into that Japanese game show where you have to like fit through these cutouts in these walls as they fly towards you, and you have to do that while swapping through Mouthful Modes. It's so cool. So yeah, definitely one of the highlights of this world. Then we have Gathering of the Beast Council. This is going to be another S tier. The thing about this stage is it's a boss rush, but it's very different in the way that the boss rush is handled as opposed to the Battle of Blizzard Bridge. The Battle of Blizzard Bridge, it's more of fighting mini-bosses and then go to the next one, and then go to the next one, and stuff like that, and then get annoyed at the final achievement. But this one, it's fight a big boss, go through a huge Mouthful Mode segment with crazy varied gameplay, then fight another boss, do another crazy Mouthful Mode segment, and then fight another boss. It's pretty damn cool how much gameplay variety they were able to stuff into this stage. This has one of the best roller coaster mouth segments in the game, and there's a really good car mouth stage in there as well. And the Waddle Dees that you collect in this stage are really cool too. And there's a very well hidden blueprint in this one as well. The Beast Pack's Final Stand. I mentioned before how well the track in this stage goes with the music in the intro. Basically, you go down this ladder to this dark platform that starts moving downward. Then it cuts to the beginning of the level, and the music kicks in right as the camera is gradually rotating to these doors that open, right as the music goes into chaos mode. It's synced perfectly. It's amazing. And it only gets better from there. Basically, as the name suggests, it's the entire Legion of the Beast Pack with pretty much every enemy you've fought coming to get you. And yeah, it's awesome. I forgot what I was gonna say. There's actually some more cool scissor lift mouth segments in this stage, where you where there's certain sections where you can stretch yourself and certain sections where you have to be low in order to take cover from fireballs. It's kind of cool. And then there are these 2 huge turnaround rooms. The way that they work is you traverse through them one way, and then you pick up a Mouthful Mode, and then the camera turns. And then you go back the other way, and you use that Mouthful Mode to take out an enemy. And then a Waddle Dee appears, and then you can move on because because the door has moved upward, allowing you to access another part of the level. Speedrunners skip it by using that hammer huge bounce trick. But the gameplay wise, it's still very, very cool. And then the stage ends with an Archmouth segment, and it's probably the best one. The doors that close right at the end of it are crazy. And then, just as a callback to the first stage, Downtown Grassland, the stage ends with you stabbing one of those turtle enemies with the cone mouth. And it's such a cool callback, the way that that's how you end the stage. It's amazing. So this one's going to be SS tier. It's probably my second favorite stage in the entire game. It's a shame it had to be in the same game as Moonlight Canyon. Otherwise, it would be my favorite. Okay, so now we have 2 boss stages. There's In the Presence of the King. This one, you fight, the game calls him Forgo DDD. It's Masked DDD. It's a souped-up DDD fight that tricks you into thinking he doesn't have a lot of HP, because the second phase of it plays a different track and then heals his entire health bar, and then makes him more intense. He runs around on all fours. His attacks are crazy. It's a fight that continuously keeps you guessing. The fight itself, I mean, it's still just a battle stage, so it's not the most interesting thing in the world. But it is still really, really cool. It's, of the boss stages that I have in B tier, it's my favorite. Then we have Lab Discoverer, and here we are. This is the final boss stage, and there's 3 phases to it. You have Leongar, you have Fecto Forgo, and then you have Fecto Elphalus. And, then, of course, there's the final ending sequence with the Big Rig Mouth, which I will count as part of this stage. There's not much to say, without, like, showing what goes on in the boss fights, but it's a lot of really cool, engaging boss gameplay. Fecto Forgo is definitely the obligatory Eldritch Nightmare boss fight that we knew that this game was going to have because it's a Kirby game. I was waiting on it, and then it happened. I was not disappointed. Yeah, this stage is going in S tier. It's really good. And now we're going to go through a marathon of Treasure Road stages. These are the last Treasure Road stages in the game. We got Seek the Switch's Homing Bomb Hunt. Again, this is one where it's just like, the idea of homing bomb is cool, but like, the homing bombs are so fucking slow and unreliable that it makes the stages that are, and the parts of the stages that are built around them just annoying to use. Then we have Freeze and Find Magma Skating. This is one of the better ice skating stages in my opinion. I think it's don't mind me. I'm just seeing if it's worth extending the the tier list anymore, because this is one of the last ones I'm putting in B tier. It's one of the better skating stages because it doesn't overstay its welcome. Shoot and Scoot Conveyor Targets. This is another Ranger stage, and it's awful. It's just another one where not being able to move while aiming is a massive pain in the ass, and timing the targets is annoying, and it's just awful, and I hate it. I hate it. Please fix Ranger in the next Kirby game. Anyway, Pierce the Floor Up and Down Tower. It's Cone Mouth. It's really fun. It plays with verticality when it comes to Cone Mouth, and Treasure Road, it's one of the better ones. Whack Attack Wild Hammer Trial. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, combat-focused Treasure Road stage. The game gives you a ton of wiggle room when it comes to the target time, so you can kind of relax and focus on doing lots of damage to the bosses with single strikes, which is good because Wild Hammer takes a long time to charge, but if you can charge it, it does a lot of damage, so, you know. Dig and Duck Runaway Parade. This one is Twin Drill. It's kind of interesting to travel through it, but at the same time, it's like, again, this drill, this Treasure Road stage could have been done with any drill copy ability, so it makes it less unique. I'm going to put it in C tier. Kirby's Inhale Showdown. Oh, fuck, this is another one that's going in B tier. I will have to extend it a little bit. Damn it! That should be enough. It's thinking. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. There we go. Alright. One more of these should do the trick. There we go. Alright, and then fill this with black again. Alright, Kirby's Inhale Showdown is going to go in B tier. This one is normal treasure. It does not give you an ability. It's all about inhaling things and shooting them back out at enemies. It's kind of cool. It's combat focused, but it's so multifaceted that it's not really that problematic. And it's kind of fitting as one of the final Treasure Road stages that you play. Then we have Gust for Glory Ring Boating Rush. Again, the boats are just kind of awkward to control. But in this stage, they're actually not that bad. The reason that this stage is going to end up in C tier is just because my experience with this was I beat the stage, I saw the target time, and I'm like, how the hell do you even get that? And then I went through again, and I just spammed the Mouthful Mode ring button, and it was fucking free. it literally went from impossible to free in a single attempt. It's literally just you spam with the ring mouth and you get the target time. It's one of the easiest target times to get because it's so fucking mindless. And then we have one of the harder target times to get, but it also comes in the best Treasure Road stage in the game. Kirby the Master of Mouthfuls. It's multi-mouth. It's a relay race between all the different, or not all of, but a lot of the different mouthful modes in the game, and testing you on your ability to traverse through the stage using a bunch of different mouthful modes. This probably would have only been S tier, but what put it over the edge and put it in double S tier was the car mouth segment at the end, where there's these floating conveyor belt platforms that you can just barely make with the car, and it's so tight and intense and exhilarating, making it to the rare stone at the end with just enough time to spare to get the target time. It's easily the best Treasure Road stage in the game. And then we have, let's see, Whirl 'em Away Storm Tornado Trial. This is a combat-focused tornado stage, and as you can imagine, I am not a fan. It's not very fun. Tornado is not only is Tornado not particularly good for combat, but it's also in a Treasure Road stage. It's just not a good combination. It doesn't do anything particularly egregious to make it below D tier, but it's just not great. What is great, though, is Collection Lap Circling Circuit. This is another car mouth one, and it's another hard car mouth one. Basically, there's this, it's a circular circuit that you travel through with the car mouth, but you circle through it twice in order to actually get the rare stone to appear. And the second time around, you have to take a slightly different route in order to get all the collectibles. It's really cool and unique, and it makes me wish there was more stuff like it in the game. It's going to go in A tier. And now we have the worst Treasure Road stage in the game, Attack Masked Hammer Trial. It is a combat-focused Hammer Treasure Road stage, and it's the only other one that's going in F tier. It's fucking awful. Not only is it luck-based, but it has easily the least amount of wiggle room in the game, and it requires you to beat really annoying enemies and then fight mini-bosses. It's just terrible. It's awful. And you have to you basically have to rely on a combination of sniping the enemies and the bosses with the fire tornadoes that come out of Masked Hammer, while also doing lots of damage, and I hate it. I hate it. I first went and used an attack boost and a speed boost from the item shop in order to take out the target time, because you can carry those over to the Treasure Road stages. I did end up doing it without those, but not fun. It's awful. I hate it. I hate it. And then finally we have Slash Morpho Knight Sword Trial, the other stage 4 Treasure Road combat-focused one, and actually, now that I think about it, this one might actually be my favorite combat-focused, this might be my favorite combat-focused Treasure Road stage. It's cool the way it works. You have, like, the central platform, and then there's 4 different other platforms that you go to from teleportation portals to fight bosses. It kind of reminds me of that one stage in the bonus world in 3D World, The only difference is there isn't one extra boss at the end that you have to fight afterwards. The game gives you a ton of wiggle room to beat the bosses in, so you don't really have to worry that much about time. I think I did this one on my first try. It's quite good, and Morpho-Knight's sword is fun to use, so yeah, there you go. And now finally, we have World 7, which is Forgo Dreams. The concept of the Forgo levels is it takes... it's one stage from each of the previous worlds, and it remixes each of the levels of that world into one level, makes them harder, makes pieces of the stages based on those stages, but remixes them to be completely different, gives them this really weird-looking color palette that also transfers to the bosses, because you fight harder versions of the end-of-world bosses at the end of each of these stages. And they're no joke, and we're going to have to fight some of them when we switch over to gameplay, which we'll be doing shortly. But they're all pretty damn good stages. So starting off, we have Forgo Plains. Let's see. I am going to put this one in... Where should I put this one? I'm thinking A tier, yeah. Just because it's a good introduction to the way that the pieces of Leon's soul work. And yeah, it's just cool. Because the stages were simpler, there wasn't a whole lot they could do purely by remixing the stages. But the way that they speed up the enemies is still pretty cool. And they gave some of the mini-bosses new attacks, which is kind of fun. And they gave the bosses themselves new attacks as well. Phantom Goromondo's no joke. Forgo Bay. It's the beach, but remixed. And the way that the stages are each remixed together creates a really cool sense of progression that I think is worthy of S tier, actually. I really like Forgo Bay. And Phantom Tropic Woods has a cool color palette. Forgo Park. This one's awesome. This is my favorite Forgo stage. The sheer level of creativity that they brought to the table with this stage is amazing. The way that they remixed every stage together and brought the Mouthful Modes in there as well. This stage actually has another pitch black segment in it, and it really is necessary to use that light bulb, and I found that out the hard way. But what I really think sells this stage the most is the part where it takes those things from the Invasion at the House of Horror stage that, like, pop out at you, like the jump scare style, and they turn those into obstacles that form walls in a maze. It's I was about to call it amazing. Fuck, no, that wasn't intentional. I swear. But yeah, the maze is absolutely fantastic. It's so cool. You can't cheese it. The way that you end up beating the stage is the one part that I am not the hugest fan of. Basically, you just hit a switch and it drops one of the walls. I was really hoping that you were going to have some sort of payoff where after navigating through the maze, you're able to, like, go on top of the maze and navigate it on the roof or something, or get a vending mouth and destroy the aliens and turn the maze into a trivial just run to the end thing. That would have been a better payoff, but it's still amazing. It's still going in SS tier. Then we have Forgo Horns. This is the snow one. I'm putting this one in A tier as well. Let's see. Yeah, okay. The remixed ice stages are pretty cool. The way that they did Metro and Blizzard Bridge in particular are cool. I feel like there's more they could have done with the Northeast Frost Street segment, but it's still fine. The rest of it is still pretty awesome. Then we have Forgo Wasteland. This is another really fucking good one. This one also has a light bulb mouth segment. And the way that Moonlight Canyon, of course, is remixed is really good. But what I really like about this one is the fight against Phantom Silly Dillo. The way that they changed up his attacks and made him harder, and also when you get him down to half health, he triggers a sandstorm that makes him harder to look, or makes him harder to see. And not only is that... Not only does that do a good job at making him harder to see while also not making it annoying, but it also works really well with the color palette. So yeah, it's awesome. It's going to go in S tier. Then we have Forgo Zone. I wasn't entirely sure as to where to put this one, but eventually I decided on S tier, purely for what happens toward the end of this stage. This stage also has a really good opening cutscene with Kirby coming in on the Warp Star, while isolated, what's it called? Scattered Souls Across Isolated Isles. That's the name of the track. That plays specifically in this one stage, and it's a remix of a track from Return to Dreamland. So yeah, Forgo Zone. What really I think is cool to me is towards the end, where you have like this gauntlet of mini bosses that the game keeps giving you Mouthful Modes to fight. So it's basically just an opportunity to use a shit ton of Mouthful Modes against bosses. One of them's Ring Mouth, one of them's Vending Mouth, and if they let you fight a mini boss with Cone Mouth, I might have put this one in SS tier, but you just use SS. You just use Cone Mouth to end the level. It is possible to fight mini bosses with Cone Mouth by using a glitch called Mouthful Storage, but it's also a frame perfect glitch, so you know. So then finally we have Forgo Land. And Forgo Land is just a boss stage. It's kind of like a 3-phase fight, actually. You fight Phantom Leongar, then you fight like I'm trying to remember what he's called. It's like Soul Leon or something that you fight after that. Or yeah, I think it's just another form of Phantom Leongar. And then you think you're about to fight Soul Forgo, and then a little orange butterfly flies in, and it turns into a Morpho Knight battle. And that, I think, is really, really fucking cool. I just think there are some attacks throughout all of these boss fight sequences that are really, really annoying. And I think you do get a checkpoint in between the two phases if you die after one of them, but I don't know. It's just still annoying to me. And because of that, it's going in C tier. But the spectacle of some of the fights themselves, I think is still really good. So yes, there it is. That is my complete all levels Kirby and the Forgotten Land tier list. All main levels and all Treasure Road stages. My god, that took a long time. But it was well worth it going through the entire thing. So yeah, there you go. That is Kirby and the Forgotten Land for you. There's just so much to this game that I love. And now it's time for the grand finale. The main event. Let's switch back over to gameplay. One more thing before we do, actually. Let me give my top 10 favorite stages in the game. Just looking through here real quick, so I have an idea of what's going on here. Okay. Let's see. Just making sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, alright. So number 10, I would say Forgo Wasteland. Number 9, Burning Churning Power Plant. Number 8, Forgo Zone. Number 7, Northeast Frost Street. Number 6, Kirby the Master of Mouthfuls. Or hold on. I lost count. Hold on. Number 10, Forgo Wasteland. Number 9, Burning Churning Power Plant. Number 8, Forgo Zone. Number 7, Northeast Frost Street. Number 6, Kirby the Master of Mouthfuls. Number 5, Invasion at the House of Horrors. Number 4, Forgo Park. Number 3, Scale the Cement Summit. Number 2, The Beast Pack's Final Stand. And of course, number 1 is Moonlight Canyon. Okay, yeah. All right, let's move over to gameplay, and let's talk about what I have to do left in Kirby and the Forgotten Land to achieve 100% completion. There's not much, but it's not easy. Oh, that gets to play until we change the song. Alright, so I have 96% on my save file. My understanding is what I have left is the Ultimate Cup Z, which is the hardest boss rush in the game, which I'm trying... the game lets you restart on bosses that you die on, which I think is a first for bosses like this. Cost is incremental to do so, but, you know, I'm going to try and avoid that altogether. I'm a little nervous. And then there's just some gacha figurines that I want to get. So, yeah. I'm just going to make sure the music is synced one more time, and then we're going to hop into the Ultimate Cup Z. Take a light bulb for a glow. It sounds good. Let's get in there. It's time. The Ultimate Cup Z. Honestly, I have tried this before, and I was not able to beat the final one. There's a specific attack that I did not know how to dodge, and because of the amount of damage it does, it basically sealed my fate. I'm hoping to have a better fighting chance this time around, because I know how to dodge that attack now. I warmed up, I fought the bosses as warm-ups, so I hope that I can do okay. Alright. Okay. Come on. That's okay, that's okay. That's the thing about guarding, is, it really does minimize the amount of damage you take. And just like that, I'm back at full health. Okay. This is not going to be a speed run of the Ultimate Cup Z by any measure. But, it's going to be a safe run, because I really do want to try and get this all in one run, because I've been streaming for almost 3 hours at this point. It's very late at night, and, you know, I like to get this done without too much more time on the clock. Now we got Phantom Tropic Woods. I gotta remember his attacks. There are some that are tough to dodge. Have to watch out for the Gordos. Nice. That's another thing about Morpho Knight's sword that makes him really powerful, is, he has an invincible guard. It's kind of like Meta Knight in Brawl, which is a perfect analogy, because that character also happens to be very, very broken. Okay, half health. We're gonna get blown backward, and instead of pushing up a single gate, he's gonna push up a whole maze of them. And I don't know if I can actually make my way. Sometimes you can actually make your way over to Phantom Tropic Woods before the gates go back down, because they will go down after a little while, but that time wasn't one of those times. The roots are hard to dodge. Shit. Okay, we're good. Okay. Wow, I actually perfect dodged that. Okay. When I played this fight to warm up, I was having a lot of trouble doing a perfect dodge on that big attack. Okay, yep. Oh, jeez! Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Come on! Yeah, there we go. Nice. I'm not sure if I recovered enough health to get my blade attack back. No, I didn't. Okay. Phantom Goromondo is up next. No pushover, that's for sure. His grab attack is very fast, and if you get hit by it, if he successfully grabs you, there's very little time that you have to successfully nail the QTE to have him not slam on you. Ow! That did a lot of damage, as it should, considering he stomped on me. Oh! I'm getting swiped. Okay. I was thinking of going into this boss rush with an extra health bar that you can get from like deep sleep or one of the power-ups, but I decided against it. But I do have a Maxim tomato in my reserves, as you see. So if, or rather when need be, I can restore my health back up to full. I have a feeling I'll be trying to save that for the final fight, because the final form of the final fight has incredibly powerful attacks. Not only are they hard to dodge, but they do insane amounts of damage. Now, just do perfect dodges through the shockwaves. Oh, we're doing more? We're doing more. Okay. Ah! Got swiped. There we go. Alright, Phantom Goromondo's down. You might also see Morphonite Sword plus star. That means I actually upgraded its power even more. Okay, 9 more. Another thing that makes the Ultimate Cup Z really hard is that, unlike the other Colosseum stages, there's no opportunity, unless you bring one in with you, to use a Maxim Tomato in between bosses. You just have, like, smaller veggies that you can use to recover, like, a little under half your health, I think. Phantom Clawrow line is a cool fight. The new attacks that she has are pretty cool. Like this attack. I like this attack. And when I get her down to half health, there's a really cool attack that she's going to use. Oh, I was really hoping that I would trigger half health and I wasn't going to have to worry about getting hit there. There we go. Farming some more damage on her so that I can recover more health. Yeah, she clones herself and then you have to dodge all 4 of them. Ow! Oh, I was gonna say, I usually don't get hit by those shockwaves, and then I got hit by one. Oh, Jesus! Why did I not see that coming? What's wrong with me? Ow! Oh man, I'm playing trash now. Phantom Clawrow line's doing a lot of damage to me. Okay. Okay, yep. Oh god. There we go. Because there's another attack that she does where that charging animation is kind of similar. Where she charges at you as opposed to just doing like an X scissor blade, and that's what I'm mixed it up with. So I am actually going to use one of those. Is that Phantom Forgo DDD? Or is it regular Forgo DDD? Oh, it's Phantom DDD. Okay, yep, he's got more guard dogs than the regular fight. Ah! Okay, but Gordo. Need to pay attention. Go. Ow, what? How did I get hit? Calling bullshit on that. Yep. Nice! Yes, recover more health. Let's go. Alright. I know how this works. You're gonna throw the Gordos. I'm gonna have to dodge them while you swing at me. Oof. And then you're gonna swing it the other way. Yep. I know your tricks. Oh! Doesn't mean I'm immune to them, though. Okay, yep. Oh yeah, that's right. He does multiple in a row. Get out of there. Nice! Well done. Okay. Some circles call him the Pink Demon. I think there's a lore reason for that as well. I think this is more mini-bosses? I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I'm okay with that. Just have to be careful because these guys have new attacks. Ah, Jesus. Nice! Okay. Oh, I should have charged it. Oh, well. There we go. That's the motherfucker sword in action. Boom, baby! Just for good measure, we'll do that to keep the to keep the big sword going. Oh, that was it. Okay. Well, we're back at full health, which is good. Up next is Phantom Silly Dillo. Come on, come on. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, he doesn't do the cage attack right away. Cage attack is harder to dodge, and he does it more frequently. I think we're going down. Yep, okay. Oh, I was facing the wrong way. Okay, yep. This is when you do lots and lots of perfect dodges. And then he's gonna do more. Ugh. Yeah, and the thing about the Morphonite blades is they actually do quite a bit of damage. It's not just like, oh, it's a little chip damage of projectiles. It's like, it does good damage. It's just that they do have a little bit of limited range, so you can't hit enemies from a billion miles away. So, yeah. Look at how cool this looks. With the sandstorm while he's spinning with the doll. Oh, God! Oh, God! It wasn't registering the analog stick. Okay, we're gonna roll. Oh, he crashed into his own doll. And a third time. We're gonna do that again. Yep, okay. That's fine by me. Keep bouncing. I happen to be able to do damage to you while you're in this attack. In fact, why don't I do this? Oh, that was way too aggressive. Oh my god. That was so stupid. Why did I do that? That's what happens when I don't play safe. It's okay, though. I didn't take that much damage. That actually wouldn't have been the worst idea if it weren't for the sandstorm. The sandstorm actually got me. That's... I think Phantom Meta Knight, which is exclusive to the Ultimate Cup Z. There we go. Alright. Let's fight, Phantom Meta Knight. The Lone Illusion. This is actually a fight that I did not practice for, so... Oof. Okay. Yep. Oof. Okay, ow, he sniped me. Ah, Jesus Christ, he stabbed me. Probably with the strongest possible attack that he could. Oh boy. Nope. Yeah, I got hit with like the worst possible hitbox. I might have to use my Maxim Tomato prematurely. That sucks. Okay. I need all the health I can get. Alright, we're gonna drop stuff. Oh, this attack's harder to dodge, isn't it? Okay, yep. You're gonna charge at me. Oh, two of them! Ah, jeez. He's so fast! Yep. I remember this attack, the rapid fire, yeah. Okay, he's gonna do this. How many? 5. Oh! Oh! Multiple waves of them! Thank God for Morphonite. No, thank you. Yes! Okay. Okay. Still in this. Alright, I'm gonna need one of these. Who's up next? I think that's Phantom Forgo DDD. Oh boy. It says 4 more. I might as well grab one. We'll see if I live to regret that. Hello, Forgo DD. I'm a little more prepared for you, but I know this fight is hard, so... As he tilts the stage and leaves a lava trail. The trick to this fight is... he has lots of strong attacks, but he spends a long time in between attacks not moving. Oh, jeez, he sniped me with a stomp. Yeah, we're gonna tilt the stage. Actually, don't remember this attack. I remember this one. No thanks. Not today. Yep, that's right. Get dizzy. No, 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 no! It wasn't letting me dodge roll. Okay, good. Alright, we're doing the spiral attack again. Haven't gotten him to his second form quite yet. Close, though. There we go. Alright, second form time. A big one falls down, right? Yeah, okay. And that's gonna tilt the stage, and then he's gonna jump in. Okay. Oh, man. This fight's very dynamic. Oh, you can't dodge roll through those. I remember that. There are some, like, fire tornado attacks that you can't dodge roll through. It's also that way with Morphonite, so I have to remember that. Ow! That's right, you can't stay perfectly there because, you know, the stage tilts and you don't want to get hit by the lava. Ow! What the fuck? Yeah, get up, Kirby! Oh my god. Well, if he wanted to use that as a distraction, he succeeded. Come on! Ah, so close. More meteors. It's hard to see the shadows because there's already so much lava. Alright, I'm on a good part of the stage. Ah, I was trying to snipe him, it didn't work. It did not work in my favor. I just ended up taking more damage. No, dude! No! There we go, okay. Jeez, that was scary. That's just coins. Yeah, give me one of those. Oh, that's... Oh, God, it's Phantom Leon. And then we're gonna fight Morpho, and then the final fight. Oh, this is gonna be so fucking hard. Damn. Alright, X-Scissor. I'm ready. Bum bum ba da dum ba da da dum bum ba dum bum. What are we doing? More biting. Okay. Okay. Run away. Ugh. There we go. Oh, Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam, but it makes things fall, so I have to be ready for to watch the shadows. Or no? Maybe that's only later. I remember things falling after he used that attack in Forgo form. Oh, that was stupid. Why did I do that? Again? Yep, okay. That's fine. Oh god, almost got clawed. What are we doing? What are we doing? More of that. Ugh, more of that, that's fine. Nice, okay. Form number 2. Purple. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Yep, he's doing the smash attack. Gotta dodge the lasers. Okay, we're doing the swipe. Oh, that's right, it leaves a trail. Okay, what's next? What's next? Hyper Beam, okay. This is probably the part where stuff falls from the sky. I can see it. Oh, go away. Go away. Ah, that was so dumb. Why did I do that? It's okay, I didn't take a shit ton of damage. Man, he's a lot faster. Hyper Beam again. Wow, that's so fast. That's terrifying. Oh god. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. Ugh. Get him! Ah, damn it. Oh, swipes. Where the hell am I? I was in slow-mo for so long there. Ah, damn it. No, I need it back. I need it back. Okay. Oh my god. Big pounce. He's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again? Yep. Okay. Come on. Nice. Got back a lot of health from that. Alright, now we're gonna have to deal with him. Oh, don't they tag team me? Oh, this part's really annoying. I was like, I remember this fight being ridiculously annoying for some reason. I don't remember exactly what it was. Oh god, look at all the combo attacks. Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot about that. The gigantic dark energy beam. I'm glad I saw that out of my peripheral vision. Yes! Yes, that's really good. I don't even need to grab one. That's super good. Okay, Morpho Night time. So now we have 2 of those left before the final fight. I'd be lying if I said my palms weren't sweaty. Okay, but Morpho Knight's attacks are pretty brutal. There's one in particular that tilts the screen that I really want to not get hit by. Bum ba da da dum bum ba da da dum bum ba da 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 da. Oh, nice! I sniped him. He hit me, but it was worth it. Okay. This one you can't dodge roll, I'm pretty sure, so just have to dodge it normally. Bum, 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 ba, da, da. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh god, that's the attack. That's the attack. Don't get hit by that. Oh god. He nothing personneled me. He teleports behind you. Oh, that's right. Get the short fire. That's fine. Ah, damn it. Damn. Yeah, we both have invincible guards. Oh, camera's in such a weird spot. Okay, what's next? More tornadoes. That's fine. Asshole. I think once you get him to low health, he starts doing that multiple times in a row. I forget what... Oh, that's right. These two. He does a thing. Yeah, okay. This one you can dodge roll. There we go. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah. And he does it again. And another time. Oh my god, 4 in a row? 5? Good lord. What are we doing? Uh-huh. Yep. Alright, what's next? More tornadoes. Oh, they go in different directions and then towards me. Yep. Nice, okay. That's fine. I will perfect dodge through you. 2 of them, huh? What's up next? Ah! That was dumb of me. It's okay, though. Ooh! Get up, Kirby. Get up, Kirby. Come on. Okay, we're doing this. Gotcha. Just dodge. Just dodge, and then he does the thing. All right. Yep. Come on. There we go. All right. Morpho Knight's down. Got him. Okay. And here we are. Deep breath. It's time to fight Chaos Elphalus. I still have my Maxim Tomato in my reserves. There he is. I love the way that his title gets revealed when he unveils his wings. It's so cool. Oh, this is another fight I didn't practice. Ow! Oh yeah, that's right, he goes through portals. This attack's actually really cool. Oh god. Oh god, Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. Except N isn't here to save me. Give me that. Dun 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 dun. Where am I? I lost track of where I was. Oh, the way you dodge these things is really weird, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I lost my sword. Na 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 na. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Yep. He's gonna. Oh, I was gonna say he's gonna swing again, but he lunged forward and I wasn't ready for it. I remember this. Yep. Just jump over him. Gonna do more of those. Okay. These. Oh, what the hell? I was not prepared for that to do that. Okay, we're going through portals again. Ugh, nope. And that one. And another one. Yep. Oh shit! I thought he was gonna make more of those things, but no, he just swung. Okay. Oh boy! Oh boy! I was not expecting those to spiral. I'm just now remembering just how little I remember of his second form, so this could be a serious problem. Oh, the big laser. Okay. Yeah. Yep, and it leaves behind a residue. I remember that from the regular fight with Vecto. Alphos. Ow! 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 I should have perfect dodged. I should have perfect dodged. Ow! 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 Yep. We're gonna do more. Alright. Okay, they're all up this time. I should be able to just run. Yep. Oh, nope. Those are upside down. Can't run. Oh god, they followed me up. Ow! Nice! Okay. Now he's gonna do like the thing where the silhouette comes out and you have to dodge that attack too. The silhouette attack isn't super hard to dodge, but it is another thing to focus on while he's doing more powerful attacks too. Yep, here he comes. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah! Oh, it's gone. Oh, this attack. Which one is it? Nope. Shit. No. It's this one. I'm not gonna do enough damage to it. It's okay. Your health? No, our health. I'll recover using it. Okay. Okay, another big energy. Oh, this attack! I love this attack. This attack's cool. I hope the camera can help me out here, though. Not work with me. Oh, Jesus! Why am I not dodge rolling? What the fuck is wrong with me? Ow! Wasn't expecting him to do it again immediately. It's a miracle that I've only taken this much damage. Oh! Jesus. Smash Brothers. I'm impressed it let me dodge roll through that. I feel like I'm playing just shapes and beats. Yep, a third one. Oh, there's a fourth one. Ah, I vaguely remember that. Just didn't remember it in time. Oh, he moved right away. What are we... Oh, this. Oh, that guy's back. Okay. We're gonna do another round of those. You're gonna let him attack first. Okay. I'm alright with that. Ugh. Oh! Yep, they're upside down now. Yep. Okay. You're gonna charge down. Okay, okay, okay. We're doing this attack. Yep, alright. Oh god, these fall so fast, don't they? Yeah, oh god. Oh man, they fall so fast. They're so hard to dodge. Okay, yep. And then again. Oh, he got me there. Ah, damn it. Okay, big energy beam. Yeah, okay. This. Let's see if I can actually get it this time. There we go. That's how it's done. Yep, he's gonna keep swinging. Yep. Okay. Another big energy beam. What are we doing this time? Oh, we're just going across the stage. Got it. Jump over the residue. Don't get hit this time. Please. Last time hurt a lot. I'm still kind of reeling from it because I was getting stunned for a while from it. Ugh. You gonna charge? Oh, we're gonna teleport. Alright. You gonna swing? Go ahead, swing. Swing again, swing a third time, swing a fourth time. Come on. Okay. All right. I know there's a trick where you can do more damage to this form by, like, inhaling its orbs. I'm also really afraid of losing my copy ability, though, so...
And here we are.
Okay. No. I forgot about that attack. Okay. Ow! See, look how much damage that does. Jesus. What are we doing? Oh! Oh, no way. Oh, this attack. I remember this one. Ow! Ugh. You son of a bitch! There goes my Maxim tomato. Used it up pretty quick. Ugh, not this fucking attack again. Okay. Here we fucking go, dude. Bum bum ba da dum bum. Okay, yep, he slams into that. This time I know what to do. Yep. Yeah, okay. That's what you have to do. Yep. Oh god. What is that? What are we doing? Oh, this! I remember this! Very vaguely. From when I got to this part last. Oh yeah, this is the attack that's inspired by Canvas Curse. Yup. Fuck you. Ow! Oh man, that did so much damage. No, not this again. That's not what I want. Get me out of there. No, 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 you don't. Oh, we're flaming again. Shit, 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 shit. Okay. I don't know if you can attack him when he does that. I have a feeling you can't. And if you can, I will consider it too risky to try. No, 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 I wasn't sure when I was gonna start. Fuck, fuck, fuck. 2 hits away from death. Come on. Oh, okay, this attack. I feel like I got lucky last time. Ah, yeah. I had a feeling that was possible. No, again? Oh, I was hoping he would do the focus lasers. Instead of this. This is so hard to dodge. Okay, that. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, that's what I want. Give me that. Oh, fuck, 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 fuck. We getting flamey again? Okay. Oh, jeez, it's all the way on the left. Nice, okay. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Oh! Yes! Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Is that it? Oh my god. I think I did it. Whew. Oh. I think this song is called Finding the Light. Oh, wow, what an intense fight. That was crazy. Wow, my heart. Damn. Haven't felt like that playing a game that's not Geometry Dash in a long time. I'm looking forward to the backlog. There it is. Chaos has been defeated. We killed Chaos, everybody. Oh my god. What a fight. And we did it all in a single run. We didn't start on any other fights. God damn. Here's your hard-won reward. 2,500 star coins. 3 rare stones. Still not enough to upgrade the copy ability that I want to. I need 5. I had 1. Now I have 4. And there's the special figure. There he is, Chaos Alphalus, species born of chaos. A unique convergence of elements, from native beast souls to ethereal butterfly, gave a stubborn soul one last chance at revenge. This new creation, driven by pure chaos, was defeated by the bright light of Kirby's hope. The last bit of life that remained willingly returned to Elfalin. At last, two became one. Wow. That's a hell of a lore drop right there. Oh wow, we went above 10,000 star coins. You're amazing. Do you realize you conquered all the Coliseum tournaments? To honor your landmark achievement in the realm of arena-based combat, I got you a gift. The special figure is all yours. Okay. Ah! It's the commentator! The Coliseum is always ready for battles with brutal beasts, but no one was prepared when a mysterious vortex opened inside the arena. Commentator Waddle Dee was so scared that he almost shut everything down, but his curiosity won in the end. What wild battles await within? It's tournament time. Or should I say it was? Oh, what do we have here? To congratulate you on surviving the brutal battles of the Ultimate Cup Z, a new photo has been added to the wall inside Kirby's house. As you clear different modes, new photos will be added to the wall. There are 10 photos in total. Wait, what do you mean different modes? Oh yeah! Trader Waddle Dee. I'm trying to remember who it was who called him Scalper D. Oh yeah, and now the Waddle Dee Town theme is different. It looks like there's 9. We're at 98% completion. I'm trying to think of what I'm left. Because I did the Ultimate Cup Z, and I did it in a single run. I have a feeling I have some collectible figures to get. I'll try my hand at a few. First, let's take a look at the collection. We just need to finish Volume 4. You can earn this figure by unlocking every movie in Waddle Dee Cinema. That's one we can get from the machine. Okay. Unlocking every movie. Okay. We're gonna get some repeats, it's okay. Oh, is that new? The Lone Illusion? Yeah, there you go. Okay. I think that's all the ones we can get in that machine, honestly. So let's go into the cinema. Hello, good sir. Congratulations, Kirby. All the movies are now available. Give me that. Okay. I believe that's every figure in the game. As a bonus reward, collecting every music will now hear special music playing over the collection screen. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. There it is! There it is! 100% clear! We did it! We did it, boys! Would you like to watch a movie, Kirby? From Victory to Sorrow. I love the names that they give them. The Mind-Corrupting Mask. The Dream Discoveries Tour. Ending. Entering a Dream. Isolated Isles. Finding the Light. Whew. Well, that was intense, and it's gonna feel good to do this and see 100%. What's the figure music again? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Well, let me see for a second here, because I think if you watch the credits now, it plays from Those Who Departed for Space, and I think that would be a perfect way to finish out this stream. Let's see. Please take your seats. Oh, I actually have to take my seat, that's right. Let's go, Kirby. There we go. Am I right? No, I'm not. Let's not. Where does For Those Who Departed for Space play? Actually, I forgot. I will check. For Those Who Departed for Space. Oh, from the main menu. Okay. Well then, let's go to the main menu, shall we? Wait. Wait, no, that's... Whoops. There's a present code hidden somewhere in town. That's cool. I don't... I don't know where to go. Unless, the menu is, like, from here? Probably not, though. This is just check out other Kirby games, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. No, I didn't mean to do that. I am told that you find these through the credits, but I looked at the credits and that's not what that's not what plays. Wrong place. I'll try one more time. If not, I'll just play it from my music library. I have been streaming for almost 4 hours. This is by far the longest stream I've done so far. Bum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-dum. Maybe it plays, like, at the end of the credits or something. Because I tried to play the credits, and I did not hear For Those Who Departed for Space, so... We'll see. Wait. Unless ending is different from credits. No, it's not. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Well, regardless, this song is also good as a way to play out the stream. So, it'll work either way. So, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. After all this time, I have finally 100%ed the game. And, I gotta say, I mean, I've talked about it a lot. I dedicated this entire stream to talking about just about everything I could about this game. I love it. I love it to death. It's one of my favorite Switch games, and it's the best Kirby game I've played. But, you know, my Kirby experience is fairly limited, and I'm excited to play more Kirby games. It's probably going to be a while before I get to another Kirby game, but of what I have played, especially within Forgotten Land, I've enjoyed it a lot, and this game has basically turned me into a Kirby superfan. So I'm very happy with this, and I'm very excited for the direction that the series is going to take in the future, because this became the best-selling Kirby game in the entire franchise in less than a year, and the record that it beat was held by the first Kirby game ever made, Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy. That record that record stood for like 30 years, and this game finally came around and beat it. Star Allies wasn't able to beat it, Superstar Ultra wasn't able to beat it, but Forgotten Land was. The amount of fans this game has, me being one of them, I think this game truly is something special, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna remember this game for years to come. I'm gonna be suffering from severe memory loss as an 80-year-old man, and still remembering vividly my experience with Moonlight Canyon. Moonlight Canyon is gonna stick with me forever. That's for damn sure. But yeah, it's man, what a fantastic fucking game. And oh, one more thing actually. So, of course, this is Kirby's first 3D game. A lot of people like to think about the sort of structure that the Kirby 3D gameplay is in this game. It's obviously not open world, it's not exploration focused, it's not like Mario 64. This leads a lot of reviewers to compare the game to Super Mario 3D World, and I really don't think that that's fair, because 3D World levels are really forgettable and bland. It's a little harsh, but it's true. I like 3D World, but those levels do not hold a fucking candle to the levels in this game. Personally, I think a more fair comparison is Galaxy. And there are a lot of parallels that this game has to Odyssey, with Mouthful Modes acting like captures, and the whole ending sequence with Big Rig Mouth being similar to capturing Bowser after beating the final boss in Odyssey. But yeah. A new world. And what a new world it was. This has been Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is Backlog game number 1. Completed. I'm excited to continue the backlog, and I'll be trying to do that probably next weekend sometime, so very excited. Oh yeah, the post-credit scene. That's funny that it still plays the post-credit scene in the to be continued even after you've done it. That did not play For Those Who Departed for Space. I'm curious if there's like a different true ending. Does this play For Those Who Departed for Space? No. Alright, fuck it, whatever. That didn't work, but we do in fact have 100% completion in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I am going to switch over to my full face cam, and we're going to play For Those Who Departed for Space from my music library instead, because it's a great song and I want to hear it. Ugh. This is a fun stream. It went on for a long time, but I think it was worth it. And I'm excited to upload the VOD of this and the highlights. That Clutch Ultimate Cup Z completion is definitely going to be a highlight in its own right, and then highlights will be uploaded to the main channel as well. Good times. So yeah, there's not much more to say. The backlog is going to continue with another Switch game, and it's a different Switch game. I have some unfinished business with it. It's another one that I've sort of beaten and in post-game with, and there's a lot more post-game than what was left in here, so we're going to get to that. But for now, that's all I got, because it's 5 a.m., and I want to sleep. So with that, keep looking forward, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.